Hello, everybody, and welcome to Turn to Page, Season 7, Book 2 of Steve Jackson's Sorcery. Kare, the Cityport of Traps. I bet it's a lovely place. Would you like to go at some point?
Oh, I mean, I'd summer there from time to time,
But yeah, I got some blow darts in my neck from the last trip still.
Look, the souvenirs are lovely, but very, very deadly. And unfortunately, when I brought some of them home and distributed them to my many, many grandchildren, I now have very few grandchildren. It was not my best tourist experience. That was to the pits of hell themselves. So hopefully we managed to get there.
Yeah. Not the best, not the worst.
Oh, definitely not the worst. Oh, yeah. God.
I do like this big weird monster on the front, and I am excited to meet him. He's got mouths for fingers. And that's, not many monsters have that feature. And it's unsettling, and I like it.
I only want to taste. I'm going to say, you know what? I'm going to lowball it. I'm going to say like 15% of the things that I touch. I only want to taste maximum of 15% of the things that I touch.
That's lowballing?
This guy's doing it with that's absolutely lowballing it. Are you kidding me? I touch a lot of food.
Yeah, well, I guess I'm touching my forehead and my hair right now. My other hand's on my desk. I guess, 1 second. My desk tastes fine, so I guess it's not a problem.
Exactly, right? There's a lot of things. I guess I'm just discluding the things that I do not want to taste in any way.
Yeah, it's true. I just, I hate this, I don't want to put it in the universe, but I kind of need to. I clean the cat litter every morning. And I've had the thought before, it's man, I'm glad I can't taste this. I've actually thought that before. I don't really want
It's honestly grotesque that we touch up to, and that's if we include my number, that we touch up to 85% of the things that we touch are things that we would not want to taste. Why are you touching it?
Yeah.
It's so disgusting.
Huh.
Unless you have to do it for a chore like litter.
I should touch less
garbage, etc.
You know what? I'm going to touch less stuff. That's
my resolution too.
2025, the year of not touching anything ever. All right. Well, anyways, we are.
Love it, let it go forever.
Yes, forever. The second book. Should we start down on? Let's see. I don't know. Page 1. Perhaps?
Whoa, hang on. Have we told people that this is the exciting new fantasy adventure in which you become the hero?
Yeah, so it has an intro page, but it's the same intro page as the last book, so we don't really need to... And, there's a world backstory and stuff like that. If you want that, it was in, the Legend of the Crown of the Kings. It was in the last book. It's the exact same, so we're not going to read it again.
A fair summary of it is that we started in one area and we are making our way through multiple areas to get to the Kakabad Hills at the very end.
Mm-hmm. All right, here we go. Khare, the city of chaos, and the gateway to the Backlands. Below you, at the foot of the Shamatanti Hills, sprawls the walled Cityport, slashed viciously by the great Jibaji River. Halfway down the hills, you pause to survey your destination. Legend has it that the Kare arose around the only ford across the Jibaji between Lake Lumale and the sea. But this is an unlikely tale. More probable are the stories of river pirates camping in the area waiting to ambush the small sailing vessels that carried over cargoes of fish between Lake Lumale and the Kakabad Sea. Whatever the reasons, Kare grew. As the camp became a village, the village a city, Kare became a magnet for ne'er-do-wells of the Backlands and the Shamatantis. A multitude of malevolent creatures who would kill you for the laces from your boots drifted into the city. They're nice laces, to be fair.
Diamond-studded laces. I shouldn't have brought those to the Golden City.
I shouldn't have brought those. It's on me, honestly. Their lawlessness gave a rise to an elaborate system of traps devised by the inhabitants to protect themselves from the criminals who roam the streets. This is how the city got its name, the Cityport of Traps. Your own goal lies well beyond Kare, which, knowing only its reputation, you'd prefer not to pass through. Yes. But pass through you must, for elsewhere crossing the Jibaji is impossible. From your vantage point, to be quite honest, if they don't want any passers-by, it is kind of unfortunate to be the only way to cross a major river.
Well, but that's the thing. They do want passers-by because their whole thing is they rob those passers-by. Their business is they need to be in a vital location and you have to come past them. So why don't you open
like
that wallet?
Taxes. Gotcha.
Exactly. It means the taxes.
From your vantage point, you can trace the fortified wall which surrounds the Cityport. 2 gates open Khare to the rest of the world. Before you is the south gate, your only way in, and on the far side of the city is the north gate leading on to the backlands. Time is passing. Time is precious. You stride off downhill at a brisk pace and reach the gate within an hour. It's locked. If you have a large key presented to you by this Vin chief, you may turn to the reference given when you receive this gift. We do, from book number 1.
We do indeed. A large key, which we maintain in our inventory from book number 1. I'm not going to go through the entire inventory unless it's relevant at the time, but we do have a large key at the moment, which has a page reference of 12.
All right, so we get to skip to page 12.
Although I will say, there's spells we could apparently cast here. It'd be funny to just, like, get to the door and just become big.
Yeah,
knock on it.
There's big, there's hot. We could shoot a fireball at it. Bam. I don't think Bam, Huff, or Dop. Wait, was Dop one?
Huff is one, and I think Dop is one as well. Huff is speed potion, and you have to huff orange powder, I think.
Oh wait, would
And
Dop
is
was?
doppelganger?
I think wasn't Dop like? Was that the one to knock on the door or something, or to like unlock a door? Uh-oh. It's been.
Oh, it is. It's de-opening spell. That was my mnemonic for it.
It's worth noting right now, if we seem like we remember the spells less than before, it's because this is 2 weeks after the last book recording. So forgive us for probably not being as on top of it with spells this week. But yeah, okay. So page 12. Taking the key from your pack, you carefully insert it into the lock. One by one, the tumblers click and the door gives a little as you ease it open. Peering cautiously inside, there's no one about. You slip quickly inside and close the gate behind you. Damn! You've left the key in the lock outside. And then, I guess we cross this off our sheet. It is no longer in our inventory. You tiptoe into the archway which covers the gate and hide in an alcove. There's no sound and you decide to venture out into the open. Your first cover is building just inside the wall and you nip over to it. It's made of stone and the windows are barred. Looking inside, you can see the room is bare apart from a wooden bench on which an old man is sitting. Will you enter the building and greet the man on 169 or leave and continue onwards on 218?
The windows are barred, the room's made of stone, the room is bare apart from a wooden bench. That's a jail.
It does seem like it.
Also, we've only been told that the people here are untrustworthy cut purses and cutthroats. Like,
yeah. So,
and remember, the last book, like, even in the best of circumstances, gave us the plague.
That's true. My question with that is, if the whole city is ne'er-do-well in thieves, are the people in jail law-abiding?
Oh, it's opposite day.
Like,
they put the mayor in prison.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
All right.
No, that's a bold thought, but like, I mean, I'll let you take the wheel on
prison,
that.
we're not necessarily going directly into the cell, right? We would be going into a holding. It's possibly not a prison, right? The windows are just barred because, like, security in this area.
Yeah, maybe it's just
but
all like that.
If it's his home and it's a room that's completely bare apart from a wooden bench on which he's sitting, and we just walk in, like, I don't think this is going to be received well.
That's true. It always works well for Link in Legend of Zelda, so, like, I don't know.
It does. They give you things for your adventure.
Yeah. I'm going to let you take this one.
I honestly think it's just from shell shock from the last book, but I'm going to say continue onwards. Just avoid this man.
All right, 218. You peer around the building and consider your options. A footstep behind you makes you whirl, but too late. 2 hands grab your wrists, and you look up to the leering face of an armored guard. His powerful grip holds you tight, forcing you forward, and round the corner he opens the door of the building and shoves you inside. With the lock clicking behind you, turn to 254. Okay.
Oh, my bad. I chose the trapped option when I was trying to avoid it.
Well, we don't know that they're not both trap options, honestly.
True.
Yeah.
Maybe there is a maybe there's something else.
Wait, I mean, yeah. You are in a stone hut with barred windows. A bench against one wall is the only piece of furniture in the room, and on the bench sits an old man. I mean, like, what, were we not going to get trapped in here by going up to talk to him in the first place?
Yeah, exactly.
Dressed in dirty robes, he stands and greets you, holding out his right hand. You realize that this is his only hand, and his left sleeve hangs limply by his side.
And what brings you to this wicked place?
He asks. You tell him that you're heading out of the city, and he nods.
Then I take it, stranger, that you are a sorcerer. Indeed, this was my possession before fate, with a little help from an ogre in the Shanka mines, put an end to my ambitions and my career.
He indicates his missing limb.
Only a sorcerer would know the spell to pass through the North Gate.
You look a little bit puzzled.
You know the spell, do you not?
He asks. When you still look puzzled, his eyes widen and shakes his head.
Then I'd better explain.
He goes on to tell you that the North Gate is wizard locked to... Okay. It's wizard locked to protect...
That sounds like it's surrounded by wizards.
Yeah. I know. It's a fun... I love that today I got to say wizard locked. I just like that. I just like that I got to say that today. This is great. To protect the city from backland raiders. The magical lock opens only when a particular magical incantation is recited before it. Only the first noble of Kare knows the spell in its entirety. Although its 4 lines... Wait, what? Are known one each by 4 leading citizens. This prevents each one from opening the gate alone, which ensures the security of Kare. You ask him about these leading citizens, but he knows little of them. He's heard, however, that one is a scholar. You ask him about this building, and he reassures you. Guards will return in a day or so to release you when they've verified that you're not an enemy of the Cityport. Will you now wait for their return on 260 or cast a spell to free yourself? And what are our options?
Okay, so we have Zap, Lightning Bolt. We have Pop, which is turn a pebble into an explosive. We assume in the stone hut that we might have access to a pebble, so I will say that we might have the casting reagent for that. Fix.
That, like...
Oh, right,
locks
fix. If we have the
something
sapling...
in place.
Exactly.
I don't think it's...
Green sapling, we could lock something in space. Dop, there is no casting reagent for Dop. I do remember that. That's de-opening spell. And Fill is nothing. I mean...
De-opening, meaning it just opens a locked door.
It's de-opening spell, yeah.
I mean, isn't that just like the right thing to do in a locked cell?
So,
am I out of my mind? I don't...
So there's 2 things, right? Like, what if blasting our way out of here is better? That's the only thing I could possibly think of. If, like, you know, there's guards on the other side of the locked door anyway, so as soon as you open it, they're just gonna, like, come in and then, like, take off one of your arms and then lock the door again. It's probably not the case. And I do think we go with de-opening spell, which...
You do? Okay.
I do, but, like, I'm ready to be betrayed at every turn in this book. I'm gonna make every step cautiously.
Yeah, I think that's probably, like, the right call, too. I mean, it's tricky. Wait, did
Let's de-open it.
Did it say our hands are bound?
No, it didn't.
Okay, because I remember we cannot cast spells while our hands are bound. I remember that.
Mm-hmm. It's important to remember, unfortunately.
All right, so 432, the opening spell?
Indeed.
All right. Deduct 2 stamina points. You cast your spell at the door and can hear the tumblers in the lock clicking. Giving the door a push, it swings open and you can escape. The old man leaves with you, thanks you for helping him escape, and hurries off down the road ahead of you. You soon reach a junction. Turn to 81. It's just that easy?
Just that easy. I mean, realistically, the game expects us to be a whole book away from the last time we studied the spell book.
True. Do you think that we're like not allowed to study it between the books? I wonder.
I imagine we are, but I imagine they're going to reward us more and more for remembering them over the course of the length of the books.
You reach the junction ahead. This offers you 3 ways on. You're on the outskirts of the city, and the huts are grouped loosely about the tracks leading into the Cityport. To the left, a group of scruffy youngsters are walking away up the roadway with packs on their backs. Backpacks, if you will. Ahead, the road leads straight into the center of Kare and would appear to be the main road. To the right, you see the old man disappearing into a hut on the left-hand side of the track. Which direction do you choose? To the right, you see an old man disappearing into a hut on the left-hand side of the track. This is a riddle.
You're on the outskirts of the city,
yes,
and huts are grouped loosely about the tracks leading into the Cityport.
Yes.
So to the right is the left-hand side of the... Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Those should probably align.
I bet they do. It's one of those like, oh, this doesn't not make sense. And it's one of those. It's like it feels like a double negative, but it's just not. It's just okay.
So
left
this
is
is
scruffy
the
youngsters.
old man?
It seems to be they use the word the old man, and I don't know who else it would be, other than the one.
Got to be the guy. Got to be the wizard. I wonder if like he's been helpful so far. I wonder if maybe hanging out with him for a good time is a.
It doesn't
That's
seem
not
like a
the
bad
phrasing
idea.
that I was intending. Call my scrying orb for a good time.
I mean,
That's
I'm down to go
290.
spend some quality time with him. I don't know. I'm fine. I'm down.
He's the only person we've met in this town that hasn't imprisoned us so far.
That's so true. Yeah. All right. I mean, I'm down 292. I did forget to write what page we were coming from. Uh-oh. Let's just have this be the right choice then.
I think it was 81.
You follow the road to a group of huts. The old man nipped inside a large, dirty-looking hut on the left. You follow... Okay. So it's a group of huts, and he's in the left hut. I see. I got it now. You may follow him if you wish on page 66, or you may head into the opposite hut, from which an interesting smell is floating across the road on 171, or you can just keep going on 294. I mean,
I've been taking a lot of directions so far, so I'll let you give this one.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I kind of let you run with it since we don't get a whole lot of dialogue especially in the beginning here. It feels like I think why we came here to follow the man. Are we just gonna not? I don't know.
Yeah, no, I'm down to continue following him. My only other instinct is the interesting smell could be a casting reagent being brewed, but like
I like
it could also just be food.
And that's honestly maybe better. We need rations.
We do indeed. We have 13 stamina at the moment and 0 rations.
Oh, do we not do we not restore?
Oh, no, you're right. At the end of the book, it restored all of them to their base value, didn't it?
I thought it did. I think that you're supposed to reset per book. I could be wrong. I think they're probably balanced around that in mind, but like I don't know.
No, I believe you to be right on that.
Yes. I love being right.
I just went to check. It's absolutely true. Okay, so we have actually 21 stamina now.
I mean, I still think that getting rations is not a bad idea. So let's go to 171. I feel like the worst case is rations, right? Well, it's not, but like it could be a trap, I suppose. You try the door, it's open, but you may wish to announce your entry. Will you ask for permission to enter on page 90 or shove the door open and quickly surprise anyone that might be inside on 75? That is unhinged.
Let's not immediately decide to become a ne'er-do-well just because we're in the city of ne'er-do-wellery.
Yeah, I feel like we should just try to knock, right?
Absolutely.
90. You come to a porta potty. It seems to be that someone's inside. What do you do? Wait or just open it up and pull them out? You call out to anyone who might be inside, and a voice replies.
Enter, my friend, but take care as you open the door.
You give the door a shove and step back quickly as a vial of liquid falls on the floor from the top of the door. You walk forward into the hut. It was a trap.
It was a trap.
Turn to 43.
We trusted him correctly.
You look around the room. Herbs, vegetables, and meats are lying on tables around the center of the room and hanging from the walls. Evidently, you're in a kitchen of some kind. I hope. At the far end of the room is a fire in a chimney, and suspended over the fire pot, containing a bubbling broth, the source of the smell which you picked up on the road, standing by the fire, is an odd-looking creature. It has a humanoid torso and legs, but its head is a solid blob of jelly, and its eyes float around loosely on the quote-unquote front of its face. Hanging down from its head on all sides are numerous long tentacles. These appear to be its hands?
As it has no others.
And it grips a ladle and a stirring spoon. The strange creature holds your attention, but under one of the tables you've noticed a box from which a scroll and a shiny mirror protrude. Your host is waiting for your reaction. Will you try and talk to it, draw your weapons and attack, cast a spell, or leave and continue on your way?
He warned us of a trap. This is our best friend.
I mean, that's true. It's kind of like the nicest person we've probably met in this whole, franchise so far.
Exactly. I think it's time to talk to the jelly-faced man.
Yeah, 145. I'm down. I love him.
I'm in love with him.
I'm in love with him. Fight me.
That's fine. Doesn't have to be exclusive.
That's true. The creature leans over a table and drops the ladle and spoon. Will you show it your weapon and demand it gives you the box under the table? Or try and hoodwink it by asking if you can buy food?
Why do we have to be hoodwinking him?
Will you show it your weapon and demand that it gives you the box under the table? Or try hoodwinking it by asking if you can buy food? But like, okay,
Gosh.
you want to be a jerk or mean?
We're a jerk either way.
I know. Like, that's what's like, do you want to be mean or a jerk? So
I
we might
mean,
as well
the-
just go
the
with what we think will be
mirror-
most effective because they're both rude.
Yeah. I don't want to be aggressive, but if we have to be mean, I don't know, maybe we try and hoodwink, because then the worst case scenario is we legitimately have an honest transaction and we buy some food.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I was hoping we would have because we do want rations to restore
Exactly.
ourselves. So fine, 283. I'm down with that. Its eyes narrow as it looks at you, sizing you up. A muffled sound comes from its head and words which you can barely make out reach you. It offers you a meal, but it'll cost you 5 gold pieces. If you wish to continue your deception, you'll have to buy a meal. Gain 2 stamina points if this is your first for the day, 1 of it you've already eaten, and turn to 100. If you do not wish to pay or can't afford it, you will either have to leave on 294 or attack it. What's the...
And we can choose to use a weapon or a spell.
Yeah. The mirror is it's a reagent for one of the spells.
It is. It's
Is
a
it the
reagent for
doppel?
the mimicry spell. Yes, for doppelganger.
What's the
now
code
if
for
I
that?
could-
Do you remember?
If I could only remember what the
Is it...
um
It's not Dop, because that's the door.
it's not dub.
Is it...
It might be dub for double or something like that.
Is it... It's like... It's something to do with... Oh, no. It's just like, if we can't remember the spell, like... It's like... It's something to do with... I think it's something to do with, like, friend or family or something.
Oh, it's kin.
Kin? K-I-N, kin?
Kin. K-I-N, kin, family.
Okay. Because that's all I remember. I remember it was something like that. Okay. Okay, well, if we know that, then I think we should get this... I think we should get this mirror.
In which case, we're continuing our deception by buying a meal?
Perhaps. I mean, yeah, like,
I mean,
we do need to have
Like,
a meal so we don't lose stamina tomorrow anyways.
exactly. And 2 stamina does get us back to full now. So,
Yeah.
like, none of it's wasted.
I think, do we have 5
It's a
gold?
pretty expensive meal. Yeah, we were given 10 gold at the end of the previous adventure, so we have 11 now. This would take us down to 6.
All right, let's do it. Let's turn to 100 and hope this is not poisoned.
Oh god, I didn't even consider the possibility that you would charge an extortionate rate for poison.
The meal, bristle beast kidneys with a spinach-like vegetable, does not leave a particularly pleasant taste, but you force a smile. The creature nods and offers you a mug of dirty liquid to wash it down. You intentionally spill the drink, and your host bustles off to get a rag to mop it up. You have your chance to steal the box. Turn to 29. You open the box and look inside. It seems to contain all the creature's valuable possessions, few as they are. Oh boy. An elaborately carved mirror with a golden back is the most impressive item. That sounds right.
100%. It was a gold-backed mirror for that.
The parchment scroll contains writings in a language which you do not understand, but you may take it with you anyways. 2 gold pieces are also lying on the box. In the box, you leave the hut quickly. So we got 2 gold back too.
Hell yeah, got a refund.
And we are only crime people. That's all. Turn to 294.
I mean,
When
hey,
in
at least we're a swindle and thief person rather than a murder and kill person. I mean, like,
It's
you
true.
know, there's
Also,
hierarchy
like,
here.
we're trying to, like, we don't come here and judge them for their culture. We try and fit in. Like,
Exactly. We ate the garbage, disgusting food that he gave us.
yeah, and then we committed a crime. It's what you do here. It's Crime Town. It's what it is.
When in Kare,
One in Kare.
do as the
Cheat
Kareans
steal?
do.
Lie. Along the road ahead of you, you can hear the mixed sounds of a large crowd. Perhaps you're heading towards a market or a fair of some kind. You arrive at a junction where you may either continue, turn to 244, or turn to the left on 328. So it's asking, like, do we want to continue to the fair / market, turn away, I guess is what it's asking. You may...
I'm at a junction where you either continue or turn to the left. You're heading towards a market or a fair of some kind. So
The-
yeah, I
the
guess if we want
implication
to
seems
spend
to
our
be,
8
yeah.
gold,
Yeah.
we could go forwards to the market or fair, perhaps. Or we could just take a chance on the left.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically just keep going or random?
Oh!
What?
I have some information that might be relevant.
What?
In the previous book, when we rewound time Prince of Persia style and went back to before the battle where we fought the assassin, and we fought that assassin to a standstill and then spared his life. His name is Flanker, and he said that we needed to read reference 79 on the next book. I've already gone ahead and done that, and it was important to do so because it just mentions that Flanker is an ally and you can invoke his help on 2 pages in this book. Page 110 and page 244. So
let's go there.
let's go to the junction so that we can invoke the help of Flanker.
That sounds great. You press on round a bend in the road. A couple 100 yards ahead, you can see crowds of people and creatures sprawling across the roadway. Several tents have been erected, which are joined by lines of colorful flags. You're approaching some sort of festival. You decide to continue to see what's going on. You mingle with the crowd and pass round the various events. A group of musicians is playing a merry jig for a troupe of dancers. Elsewhere, a dwarf has trained a dancing bear on a lead. And from a marked-out ring under a canvas, a ruffian is asking for challengers to take on his champion. Do you wish to? Blah, 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 blah. Do all of those, basically. Watch the dancers dancing... Well, watch the dancers, watch the dancing bears, try your luck against the champion, or just leave. Or, apparently, tracker.
I mean, admittedly, it does feel bad to have so many options that seem good that we're choosing something else.
Yeah, it's true. When you've unlocked new content, I mean, maybe we'll be able to come back. It feels like we've unlocked content that we paid for or something, you know? It's like, I gotta use this costume now. I paid for it. I pre-ordered this book to get this costume. I have to use it, I guess.
Exactly. This is the exclusive GameStop release.
Yeah. So we got the tracker DLC, and that's on page, what was it?
111.
Aha! My friend! And enemy!
Laughs Flanker as he recognizes you.
Like myself, you should also enjoy the fun of the fair. Come, tell me of your adventures since we met. Or should I say since we clashed?
You tell him of your encounters since arriving in Kare and search for the spell lines necessary to open the north gate.
I wonder if I can help you,
he says.
My friend Lorag the Elder lives not far from here. He's a sage, and he might know something of the spell you require.
If you already have one of the lines to the spell... If you already have one of the lines of the spell, you've already visited Lorag, so return to 244. We haven't, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, unless
We
that
have
was
not, no.
the lines that in the text we couldn't understand from the Squid Man. If you do not have any lines of the spell, you may let Flanker take you to his friend. He will take you back towards the south gate and along a road where a well-kept house is standing. He will then leave you, and you may walk up to the front door on 140. Well, that's handy.
And that's what we're going to be doing then.
I mean, that's just hell yeah. You stand in front of a solid oak wood door decorated with elaborate carverings. In the middle is a great brass knocker, and you rap 3 times. Moments later, the door opens, and an elderly man in a gown stands before you. A strange, spiky creature, like a large lizard, nestles next to his leg. You greet him apprehensively, and he returns your greeting and appears to be not unfriendly. Okay. Remember the double negatives? He will allow you to enter, but not with your weapon. Will you hand him your weapon on 229 or force your way in with it on 95? Just the last time we did this, it did not go well.
It did not. But this is also a reward from the previous book. Do we think it's going to go poorly?
I feel like it shouldn't. I'd be upset.
Agreed. Want to get upset on page 229?
Let's get upset
He
on
immediately
229.
takes the sword and stabs you with it.
Yeah. He takes your weapon and leaves it by the door. Inside, please. This is a city of thieves, please. He seems genuinely friendly, introducing himself as Lorag the Elder, a scholar, and a sage. You follow him to his study on 336. You follow him into his study, an elegant room lined floor to ceiling with books. You converse with him on the way to learn that he is a sage and scholar who now teaches local children. He seems to be a fairly peaceful fellow, quite out of character for the city that he lives in. He explains he's had a good life and wishes to spend the rest of it doing what he can to help civilize the city, as it is apparent that he may need to help you, or may be able to help you with your quest. You ask him if he knows anything of the spell needed to open the north gate.
Indeed. I know one line of the spell.
he says.
And this I will gladly tell you, if you can help me with this problem I've been having.
My basement is infested with rats. I will need you to kill... You agree to help if you can.
I've been helping the children with their homework recently. Now, Karen has 7 apples, okay? Now here's where it gets tricky. Tim turns up and he wants 2.
No.
Uh,
You agree to help if you can.
I have recently been trying to decipher some runes. I am working on an exercise, but I am now stuck, as I do not know which rune follows in the sequence. Which would you say should follow?
You have some knowledge of runes. We do? And study the problem carefully. Look at the sequence depicted in the illustration, great for podcasts, and choose the rune that you think should follow.
Oh. I don't even necessarily know the order those are supposed to be in.
What am I looking at? Yeah, it's not going to help for the podcast in any way.
Not even slightly. I mean,
There's
it's kind
just-
of like it's similar to like those IQ puzzles, which are literally just like pattern matching and sequence matching. It's very, very, very similar to those.
Yeah, the issue with it is like I don't even know. I guess have failed the test. I have a 0 IQ because I'm not exactly
My IQ
sure
test-
what they're
my
asking.
IQ test came back negative.
I know. Because basically, we have 4 pages listed on top of 4 papers that have different like symbols on them.
Mhm.
But where there's a drawing, I guess, on the left. Is that what we're supposed to be referencing?
Yeah. Look at
figure
the
out-
illustration, the sequence depicted in the illustration.
Okay, so there's an illustration on the left, and then there's should follow where? Where are we supposed to? I mean, again, for the audio, let's just quietly parse this for a moment.
One idea I have is that one of the solutions here that we are being offered has only one symbol on it, and all of the illustrations on the table have different numbers of symbols, from 2 to
True.
6.
Yeah,
That doesn't necessarily imply any sequence, but it is
that is
one
noteworthy.
uniqueness.
It's definitely the only thing of note. I'm down. Yeah, I don't.
I think all of the other information is just to obstruct that. I think it's the only cogent information that's actually being provided to us. And admittedly, there is part of me that's like, this is a kid's book. There's no way that they're asking us to like actually decipher what these individual runes mean and then what individual sequence they have. Like, it has to be something as simple as the number not represented on the board.
Yeah. Is it a kid's book? I don't even know. I mean, I guess
That's true. Yeah,
it's like young
it's
adult.
kind of young adult.
274. I'm down. That's the only thing. I mean, and if we're wrong, we're wrong. I think that's my thought.
Yeah.
Let me see that.
He says.
Why do you think this is the rune that is correct?
You explain that the others represent spots on a gambling die. What? I mean,
Oh yeah, gambling die has numbers 1 through 6.
I mean, yeah, I guess, but it's just a bunch of pieces of paper spread. I mean, okay, yeah, all right. This rune is the missing one.
Of course!
He exclaims. He's very excited at your having solved his problem and enthusiastically agrees to help you in your quest.
I know of only one line in the spell that you require,
He starts.
and it reads as follows. So tumblers too seal deep inside. I know not who keeps the other 3 lines, but they are all leading citizens. In this city, often the creatures know more than the menfolk, so this gift may be of use to you.
He hands you a small pouch with what appears to be a handful of green fur inside. For the wig.
Yeah.
You pull it out and find that it is a wig. Oh, well, there you go. Which may be useful in your spells. So that's what we use to talk to animals? Or-
Animals and goblins, I believe.
Okay.
I think it's humanoids, but the example they gave was goblins.
Okay.
It's the reagent for 2 different casting spells. That's
Good.
great.
We're up big in reagents.
Unfortunately, we were told the identity or some lead on the identity of one of the leading civilians, and it was the scholar. So
Yeah.
everyone else is anonymous to us at the moment. Luck returns to its initial value, which was upgraded in the last book to 11.
Mm-hmm. And we collect our weapon on the way out, thankfully, and then we turn
Good
to
thing we remembered
133.
it.
A little further along the road, you come to a tradesman area where potters, weavers, and artists are showing their wares outside their huts. Will you stop and take a look on 3 or continue on 137?
I mean, we're currently flush with 8 gold,
Yeah.
but out of potters, weavers, and artists, is there anything we would need from any of them?
I don't remember.
I don't think any of our casting reagents are weaved baskets.
Or is there like a bowl or like a plate or like a... I don't
Not that I can
remember
think of.
anything like that. Art, I don't... The only reason to go would be for information. Because
Mhm.
they said they're people of note. What was the exact phrasing they used?
Oh boy, I actually can't remember.
Upstanding citizen, I don't know.
Yeah, prominent civilians of some kind.
I feel like maybe there'd be a prominent civilian amongst potters, weavers, and artists. Maybe I'm wrong.
There could be. I
We
mean,
could also get
honestly,
robbed.
we could possibly get robbed, but let's give it a go.
All right, our funeral that I'm happy to attend. 2 artisans look particularly interesting. An artist with no hands who's exhibiting a series of portraits, and a fire master. Oh, and a fire master who is displaying ornate fires, all colored in different hues. Which do you want to look at, the artist's works or the fire master's fires? Was there a fire, like a blue fire, or is that am I thinking of Legend of Zelda? That we
You
need.
might be thinking of Legend of Zelda. Because I don't think I think it was a ring of green metal. I don't think it was green flame or anything like that.
Well, I will say the artist has no hands. The wizard was missing a hand. Maybe it's like a punishment they have for wizards.
Mm-hmm.
And wizards are the people who know the spells to get out of the gate. So I'm like, if I had a lead, I'd say the artist.
Sounds good to me.
The artist's portraits are of various nobles in Kare. Well, I mean, and also that's useful too. You wonder how he can possibly paint without hands, and he explains that he has a magical paintbrush with which he can paint by will. He tells you that is how he is now actually using the paintbrush to paint inside his hut right now. I'm painting right now. Do you want to enter the hut to see his current creation? Okay, now I'm sketched out, though.
Yeah.
Or will you look inside the Fire Master's fires? Look instead to the Fire Master's fires. I have a magic paintbrush that's painting right now inside my hut. Do you want to see? Go in there, in the City of Traps.
Oh, there's a bunch of candy in there. It's like, all right, I know a trap when I see it.
And yet, it's like, I can't deny that I'm like, what if, though?
I mean, even if we go into a trap, it might not necessarily be bad for us. We might be able to finagle our way out of it appropriately.
Let's do it. I want to... if it is a... So, what a gullible turnaround this was for me. But if there is... if there is a magical paintbrush, well, then I want to see it. You know what? I mean, if it does say gullible on the ceiling, I don't want to not see it.
Exactly. What a sight.
What a sight. How did that get up there? You enter the hut, which is decorated with more of the artist's works. Near the center of the room is an easel, and working furiously at a painting,
Which is facing away from you.
is a brush seemingly guided by an invisible hand. Well, by gum. You cross the room and look at the canvas, and the picture is a painting. The picture it is painting is an image of you. Do you wish to wait for the painting to be finished, perhaps to buy it from the artist? 67, or will you stop the brush from finishing its work on 44, or leave the hut on 137?
I don't know what benefit we get from this. Like,
From
if
having
we have
a
a picture
painting?
of us.
Have you seen this man? Hold it up to everyone. It's for pranks.
They look at it, they look at you, they look at it, they look at you.
And then they go, ugh, and they turn around and turn away. That's like a Nathan for you bit. That's what that is.
Putting up missing posters for yourself.
Yeah, to help your like babysitting business or something. Anyway. Okay. What? I don't know. I can't think of a huge plus for us having the painting. I do wonder if there's like, in a way, this is like we could, if we stopped the brush, it's like turning off the security cameras in a medieval setting, you know?
Uh-huh.
like in this, if this is Hitman, this is like going in to turn off the security, like to destroy the security footage, so you can get out clean. Like that. That's the thought I would have for why stopping it would matter.
I have another thought.
But buying it also stops it from, because then we would have it. So maybe it's not that we
Well,
have it; it's that someone else doesn't.
The difference would also be whether or not it's complete. And if this guy is a sorcerer of some kind, and if this is a trap, then it being complete could be like, there used to be nobles in this town, but I painted them, and now they're trapped inside my magical portrait.
Oh. I kind of am leaning towards stopping it now. All of a
I
sudden,
think so.
we've
Because
come
it's
up with
such
a couple
weird
plausible.
thing to offer.
We came up with a couple plausible, fun ideas, but like I don't know.
Let's stop
Huh?
it.
You try and grab the paintbrush, but it twists and squirms out of your grip, darting back to the painting at every opportunity. You may draw your weapon and have a duel with it. Okay. Paintbrush has 8 skill and 5 stamina. The brush will not actually attack you. Its skill merely reflects its ability to dodge. If you don't break it by the 5th attack, it manages to finish the painting and turn to 87. If you do break it, you may leave the hut on 137. Okay.
All right.
I guess we're fighting a paintbrush.
I think we were correct.
It feels like it is something, yeah.
So it has a skill of 8. We have a skill of 9. Ooh, that's a good roll. 17 for our first attack.
And 2d6 plus 8, is that what it is?
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, I got a 13.
Perfect. It takes 1 hit for 2 stamina. It now has 2 hits left.
I
That's 19.
got a snake, guys. It's a 10.
Perfect. Oh, this is a pretty bad roll. That's a 13 from us.
This is a 13, which goes to what? It's like a failed round.
It's just a failed round. No one does anything.
We have
Okay,
two
so
more
that's the
tries.
third round. We have two
we're
more
fine.
attacks to take it down.
We're fine.
15?
Let's see. We got 8 plus 16. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Okay, this is the final time we can attack it.
If we fail, was it that we can use luck to do
To
something?
modify a roll by 1, was it?
Is that what it was? Or was it to like win a roll, but it costs luck? What
Using
was
luck
it?
in battles, if you have just wounded the creature, you can test your luck in order to do more damage to it. So we would have to do it on the previous one.
Okay. Well, let's just roll again.
Mm-hmm. I've rolled. I'm going to ask you to tell me the number first.
Okay. 14?
15! Yeah!
Oh, we destroyed this paintbrush.
Hell yeah. Get got, buddy.
All right, if you do break it, you may now leave the hut on 137. Oh, that's just it.
That's just it. I am certain we just avoided a terrible fate.
I feel like we stopped some kind of weird repercussion, yeah. I think so. All right, it has definitely not been a week.
Yeah, you can't say it's been a week. You don't know.
You don't know. It's been a whole week, but we're going to continue along the road until we reach a wide junction where you carry on northwards. So turn to 191.
Good thing we're finally away from that junction. I hate junctions.
Yeah. I hated spending a whole week there. Oh, shoot. Did I say that?
I didn't know yet.
You reach a junction where several roads converge. God dang it. You may continue ahead on 297 or turn to the right on 84. Well, one of my favorites. There's a branching path. Go this random way or this random way. I mean, do you have any kind of guide based off of like the map? Maybe like that.
Based off of the map, absolutely not. I have
Based off of
no
vibes?
real conception of where we are. Based off of vibes, though, we broke ties to the north and then the east, right? Or was it east and then the north? Because these represent the cardinal directions of north and east.
True. Let's see.
I can't remember which we broke in the direction of. I'm going to say north.
Yeah. So go which way?
Arbitrary decision. 297.
Yeah, let's continue. Why stir the pot and turn? You are now entering the center of Khare proper. Oh, just now? And the buildings and homes are much more closely grouped together. Humans and creatures skulk the streets. It's late afternoon, and you've had better start thinking about where you'll spend the night. You're walking along at about the same pace as a youngster, and the two of you start chatting. He's a strange fellow who calls himself Slang. Okay. He tells you that he lives by the north gate of Kare. Oh, he also tells you remarkable stories about his mother being a skunk bear, about how he eats nothing but rat brains, and he's a personal servant to the first noble of Kare. You soon realize that he's a compulsive liar, and everything he says is untrue. Okay. Well, says that in italics. Everything he says is untrue. Are we supposed to note that as, like, the book is telling us? I don't know.
I believe so. I believe this is objective reality rather than our noticing of something.
I think so, too. Eventually, you reach a junction. No! Near his destination. Before he leaves, you may ask him for advice. Will you ask him how you may most quickly reach the nearest inn, or whether he can direct you to one of the holders of the lines of the North Gate spell? So, he's gonna lie, but that doesn't mean we can't get information, because we know he's gonna lie.
Now, I gotta say, us being in the middle of Kare proper, I don't think it's gonna be difficult to find the nearest inn. And also, like, if he tells us, where an inn isn't, like, that's not super useful information to us. But if he can rule out some of the subjects that we might have otherwise considered to be the nobles who hold the spell.
Yeah, that's more useful.
Much more useful, I think. So I think we should head to 51.
All right.
Agree on that.
No, I changed my mind. I want to be difficult.
Let's see.
He ponders.
Who may know a line of the Northgate spell? Yes, at the junction ahead, do not carry straight on. Eventually, do not take a left turn. Yeah, I think that's it. Good luck, mate.
You're not sure quite what he's actually advised you to do, and you consider his advice as you approach the crossroads. Remember that he's a compulsive liar. Well, okay, the fact that it's mentioned twice now makes me like, okay, well...
I think we can probably rely on that.
I hope. Turn to 144. So straight on and then take a left.
Straight on and then take a left, I believe, is the...
At the junction, no! Ahead, you may continue straight on or turn right.
Straight on?
Yeah, I'm just marking this down on my fancy Microsoft Paint document. Night is approaching, and you have no wish to spend it in the streets of Kare. You stop a passing woman and ask the way to a nearby inn.
Head onwards to the port.
She tells you.
There's an inn that way. But hurry, stranger, for night is approaching.
You thank her for her help and continue. Eventually, you reach the Wayfarer's Rest and step inside. Turn to 110. We found an inn anyways.
So I guess he double lied to us. He knew what the other thing we were going to ask for was, and he gave us the directions to that as a lie. He's like doing it super deep.
I know. This guy's a genius. You enter the Wayfarer's Rest. It's a noisy, bustling place, and no one takes notice as you enter. The innkeeper is behind the bar, trying to serve numerous creatures, all demanding their ale at the same time. The inn is evidently a local for sailors of the port, as salty types and buxom wenches are laughing. I've not said that. Laughing together and singing shanties around the tables. You manage to catch the innkeeper's attention. He's a surly, bald-headed man used to dealing with the rabble from the docks and is surprised at your dress and obviously well-educated tone. Well, thank you.
And what be your purpose in these here parts?
He asks. You explain that you'd like a bed for the night, perhaps some food, and you ask the price.
A room up top will be 4 pieces of gold,
He says.
and we'll feed you to the gills for another 4.
If you wish to eat before you rest, turn to 331. If you want to bed down and perhaps eat your own provisions, turn to 282. If you cannot afford to eat or stay, turn to 68.
Hey, buddy.
What's up?
I have great news.
I like great news.
You know who we see in the corner of this room? Just huddled by himself, maybe in a shadowed dark corner, wearing a cowl over his head, such to blinds the camera from the reality of his existence here for just a moment, until a candle flickers on the table and illuminates his face under the hood, and we see Our good friend Flanker on page
Oh
222.
my God. That's nice. A familiar voice hails you from the other end of the room,
Ahoy there, my fellow traveler.
says the familiar voice. You turn and grin as you recognize the face of Flanker, the assassin.
Friend, my voice has changed in the last week. It's irrelevant. It's not. It's definitely related
familiar.
to. So I
Don't-
got
no,
hit in the voice box.
Don't worry,
Friend,
it's familiar,
Exactly. Friend, I cannot stay with you here.
he says. He was just leaving with two other dubious-looking characters.
How have things been for you since we last met? You may find rich here, but are you short of cash? I've had just a run of luck at the Vlada gambling halls. Tonight I'm flush. Have enough for a drink and room.
He gives you 5 gold pieces.
Watch the ale here, though. 1 mug is refreshing. 2 will make you merry. 3 will put you out for the night. Anyway, be seeing you again.
He rejoins his companions, and they all leave with linked arms, skipping and singing. You assume he has had 2 mugs of ale. Return to 110 now, and decide what to do next. I like that.
Incredible.
That's fun.
Just an additional 5 gold and some nice flavor. I like it.
And maybe information about the ale, possibly. Who knows?
Legitimately true.
We don't have provisions, and we haven't eaten?
So we don't have provisions, but did we eat today? Because we ate at Octopus Man's house.
Oh.
Did we sleep since then?
No, I don't think so.
Then we've eaten today.
All right.
So I think we could probably afford to save our money.
Let's just bed down. 282, bed down before we, whatever it said.
Time for a nap. And that'll cost us, it was 4, right? 282?
Shoot. Yes?
It was, yes.
You wander upstairs to your room. The room is dark. You have been given no candle. You grope around the bed and look for it to sit on. You may, if you wish, eat provisions here, which will restore 2 stamina. You lie back on your mattress, and you'll fall asleep. Turn to 227. You have the strangest dream that you've been captured by a torturer with sadistic imagination who is plotting all sorts of horrific fates for you. You wake up with a fright and a cold sweat. It's just about sunrise, and the early morning light coming through the window lights up your room. Above your head is a sight which makes you freeze. Your movement is restricted by tough leather ties which strap you to your bed, and above your neck is a sharp, heavy blade of a guillotine. A chuckle from the bedside catches your attention, and you look over with squinting eyes. And you look over into the squinting eyes of the innkeeper. He laughs loudly. He is after meat for the day's stew, which you may be providing. Perhaps he does not like to kill others himself, or perhaps he delights in a prolonged suffering. But whatever the reason, he has given you the chance to escape. With a rope fixed round your left wrist, he undoes the tie, and you can feel a weight in your hand. You may pull or release the rope. One choice will mean your certain death. The other will raise the blade and allow you to sit up and unfasten your ties. The laughing innkeeper is obviously quite mad, and will give you no help. Will you pull the rope on 211 or release it on 15?
Huh. Do we have any reason to suspect one of these over the other?
Let's see. Restricted by tough leather ties which strap to your bed and next to you. Rope fixed around your left wrist. He undoes the tie. You feel the weight in your hand. You may pull or release the rope. I don't know. I want to release it.
It seems most likely that release is the option that should kill us.
That's why I want to do it, because I feel
Exactly.
like it's too obvious.
Exactly.
That's my-
literally
but
feels
maybe
like
that's-
he would set it up so that
He's sadistic. He
I just
wouldn't
pull
make
this
it-
and it's
yeah.
fine, and then it comes down.
Yeah, they're explaining him as a torturer with sadistic imagination. I'm gonna strap him to the guillotine, and when he does the obvious thing, he dies. That's
Mhm.
what my sadistic imagination concocted. I don't
I
know.
want to play a game.
I'm gonna have
In your hand, you have a rope. Pull it or release it.
a play a game. This is a gun. If you shoot yourself with it, you're gonna die.
Do it. Do it, nerd.
Do it. Do it. Do it. Okay, so let's go to page 15. The guillotine blade rises and you breathe a sigh of relief. The innkeeper curses and disappears down the stairs, allowing you to release your bonds. You leave the inn smartly. Shucks, you got out of my trap. I'm gonna just go downstairs now.
Mm-hmm.
You You leave the inn smartly, add a luck point for the correct choice. Turn to 267, and then you may add 2 stamina points for your night's sleep. That was a good night's sleep, huh?
Yeah, I mean, right up until the point that we woke up, but that's fine.
Yeah. Did you eat yesterday? If not, you're famished, must deduct 3 stamina points. If you did eat, no penalty. We did that, indeed. 325. You leave the inn in the morning light. You see it's almost set. That is almost set on the riverside and is a short distance from the harbor bridge. The only crossing of the Jibaji. You cross the Great River. On the far bank, there's a fork in the road. Will you turn left or right? We were told not to turn left, so I think we should
Which means we turn left, right?
No, we turn left, not left, right.
Ah, right, left.
All right, okay.
132.
I already left.
That was right to do.
Follow a narrow, winding street, which takes you past shops and stalls. It is still early, and they will not be open for an hour or two yet. But there are stirrings from within the houses as the day's activities begin. A face appears at one window and seems to watch you pass, although its eyes are closed, and you're not sure that you can actually be seen. Another similar creature stands at the doorway, washing in the street. It's thin and spindly, with a long face, and its eyes are again closed. More of these creatures, young males, are hanging in the group a little bit further up. They're talking and kicking stones in the gutter. One of them, quote-unquote, sees you and speaks to the others. This could be trouble. Do you wish to continue as normal and bid them a pleasant day as you pass? Turn to 286, continue, but be ready to defend yourself if they attack on 121, or take a side street to just avoid them. Huh. Well, we were told this is the way to go. Well, we were told this is not the way to go.
Exactly.
But does that mean that these are the people? Probably not, but they could be.
Continue, but be ready to defend yourself if they attack.
If they attack.
I mean, a caution. I mean, I'm looking at the art for this page, and I'm very heavily reminded of the art for the page where we got the plague by trying to be nice to a man. So, I'm feeling less in the generous mood of walking down and tipping one's chapeau and going, "Yes, excellent day to those fellows." I'm feeling like keeping one hand on one sword might be a good idea.
That is true, because it doesn't say to attack them. But what if we just and we shouldn't avoid them?
Yeah, that's even ruder.
You can't have that. So you want to be ready to defend yourself if they attack on 121?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
121? They watch you as you pass carefully. They are aware that you're ready for a fight, but show no signs of apprehension. Suddenly one of them shouts at the others, and they all charge at you. You have to fight them. Turn to 103. Well,
All right.
you must either attack them with your weapon on 192, or you may cast a spell. You want to say what the spells are?
Mm-hmm. We have Gak, which I believe... I'm pretty sure at least. I believe Gak is if you have a black mask, you can make everyone scared of you and run away. Which, unfortunately, we don't have the casting reagent for that. There's also How.
I think that was
How the
guide.
How do I
thing?
get out of this situation one?
I think so. Or like points you where to go.
That could be good.
Well, what's the next one?
Kin, which is they think that you are similar to them. They think you're a family. No, kin. Wait, no, it's that's the gold black. That's gold black mirror. We summon a duo of ourselves.
Or we summon a duo of them to fight them or something.
True as well.
It's something that makes a fight much easier.
Mm-hmm. Dud, which is creating fake jewels or fake gold or a visual illusion that has appeal of value. However, these people don't see, is what we've been told, so I imagine Dud is irrelevant to them. And then finally Mud, which is not a spell.
Yeah, I think we should use Kin because we have the mirror for it.
Absolutely.
349. Deduct a stamina point. Do you have a goldback mirror with you? If not, you may not cast a spell. Draw your weapon. Turn to 192. We did. If you have a goldback mirror, you may draw it out from your pack and cast a spell on it, focusing it on the creatures. Their images reflect in the mirror. An exact replicas form in front of you. The original creatures are taken aback, and you command your replicas to attack. Although you may not have known it, these creatures are red eyes. Their eyes are closed, but when they open their eyelids, jets of flame shoot from them to burn anything in their path. So the battle is short but deadly. As each red eye gazes at and is gazed upon by his opponent, it falls to the ground scorched and very, very dead. If they stole any gold, you may
Mhm.
recover it and continue on your journey. Turn to 89. So that's if we would have like bid them a good day, I'm sure.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Or maybe even gone down like a,
Yeah,
a
maybe.
side alley and gotten robbed.
All right, for one stamina, cleaning that fight out for 1 stamina is really efficient.
Legitimately. I'm very, very glad that we have that mirror. Where did we get it again?
The
No, we
octopus
got
man,
it from the
Squidman.
octopus man. Yeah.
Bojack Squidman.
That's love him so much.
Further along the road, you come to a fork where you may continue either to the right or the left. The left fork heads out of the city, while the right one leads down a short street towards a large building upon which the signpost reads, "The Gambling Halls of Lada." A great bronze statue stands in the fork, and at its feet is a pot which contains many gold pieces. From what you can make out, this must be one of the gods of Kare, and this pot contains offerings to the worshippers. Do you wish to continue along out the city through the left fork, take the right fork to Gambling Halls of Lada, or grab a handful of coins from the pot at the feet of the statue? No, what?
Would we like to anger everyone and also the gods at the same time?
Usually, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, we can do that on 221. A little bit of blasphemy, a little bit of heresy.
And a little bit of general being rude.
Ne'er-do-wellery.
It's
we
like
do have
whenever
9
I go to a
gold, should
place
we
with a
want to-
wishing well, I just go up and I'm like, and I reach my hands in and I drink all the water. So nobody
I
can
pull
throw
out a big
coins in.
straw from my coat.
Slurp, 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 and then I get sick. It's a win-win for everyone. Okay, what's up here?
We've got the left fork, which we've got no real information about. Heads out of the city. We've got the right fork for the Gambling Halls of Lada, or we can commit heresy. We do have 9 gold if we want to gamble that gold and see if we can increase it.
That does sound nice.
I wonder if we want to leave the city at all.
I'm trying to figure out, well, like, if we're trying to figure out where the freaking person who knows the phrase is.
I gotta be honest, I think that guy lied to us.
Well, I mean, yes.
I think he lied multiple levels down and we couldn't just reverse infer things, which is strange. I have to assume that literally if we asked for the location of the inn, he would have instead lied to us and given us the location of the other guy.
I think you're right.
It's like a double level lie that I think he's doing. It's weird.
I think so too.
It's like when someone's like, this doesn't happen to be ants. Realness, not opposite day. Like, it's
Yeah.
like, you're adding way too many, bud.
The rare quintuple negative.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want? I'm gonna let you take this one.
I think that the Gambling Halls of Lada would be an interesting location even if we don't end up gambling. There's probably some characters there we can talk to.
Yeah, let's do.
Also, we might have the opportunity to walk around and just pick up coins, and then we can use those coins to buy a Porygon.
So true. Maybe even a Tratini. You enter the hall. In spite of the time of day, a noisy crowd is inside. No one notices your entry, as everyone is preoccupied with their games. The click of dice and the clatter of the Wheel of Fortune are the only sounds that can be heard above the hubbub. Do you wish to try your luck with the Wheel of Fortune? 25, dice table on 188, or do you just leave on 39?
Yeah, I mean, we came in to check it out. It's cool. Goodbye. I don't know. Which of these?
What is
Wheel of Fortune or the dice table?
I can wrap my head around how we might interact with the dice table.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the Wheel of Fortune is just going to be pay
It
a
looks-
certain amount, spin the wheel, and it'll give you the result.
Yeah, the Wheel of Fortune, in the picture, it looks like roulette, is what it looks
Yeah.
like to me.
Wall-based roulette.
Wall-based roulette. How does this differ
Yeah,
from
vertical roulette.
regular roulette?
There's horizontal roulette. Yeah.
it's you use the ball and you just every time you put it on and then it just falls to the ground because
Oh.
it can't spin in there and land in a spot. You just put it on the wall and then you let go and then clank, clank, clank. Well, nobody wins. We keep the money.
It's floor again.
It's floor again. Man, I really got to start betting floor.
It feels like dice table would have more opportunity to exert skill.
Yeah, and also maybe it seems like it would have more people, perhaps,
Mm-hmm.
for talking.
But Wheel of Fortune, honestly, is probably literally just like roll a d6, you get the
Yeah.
result from one of them. 3 of them are bad, 3 of them are good. Probably. Dice table might even be the same thing. Let's go to the dice table. Let's just...
Okay. 1, 188. You wander over to one of the dice tables to see what is being played. A dozen gamblers are playing Prediction. You pick up the rules as you watch. The stakes are 1 gold piece per throw. You place your stake on any number between 1 and 6. 1 die is thrown, and if your number comes up, you win 10 gold pieces. It seems the odds are in your favor.
Mm-hmm.
It does. If you wish to play, pay 1 gold piece, choose a number. You can hold your finger in one of the boxes below, or you could just throw a die. If your number comes up, you win 10 gold pieces. If not, you lose. You may, if you wish, use your luck to help you. Test your luck. If you're lucky, you may. Before you throw the gambling die, nominate any one of the numbers that you've not chosen, and if the second number comes up, you may ignore it and roll the die again, thus increasing the chances of your chosen number coming up. You may not place more than 1 bet on any roll, and you may only use your luck once each bet. You may play 5 times, and then you must leave the halls, as you must not lose sight of your mission. Well, statistically, perhaps,
Mm-hmm.
the odds are good.
They are, yeah.
Well, they're not. The odds aren't good, but like, if we play 5 times, in theory, we should be up.
Yep.
Statistically.
Yeah, exactly. We only need to hit once. And also, I'll note, in our last adventure, we used a couple of points of luck in our last
True.
adventure, but we got refreshed to our initial value and also got multiple, like, additional point of luck that we literally couldn't utilize. Like,
True.
we could probably afford to use our luck a little bit more here.
All right.
My bold pitch would be literally going 5 and 5, spending 5 gold and 5 luck, and trying to get as much
much luck
money
do we
as
have?
possible here before bouncing. We have 11 because we increased our base value of it by +1 from something. Since we got 11, by the way, the game has tried to give us 3 additional points of luck, but they're higher than our initial value, so we couldn't take them.
Okay, I'm with you. 5 and 5. Yes. All right. So, do
Hell yeah.
you want to just have it be clean and be like, we say we want a 6 and we're banning 1s or something?
Easy.
So, like,
I
just-
mean, it's easier than re-choosing every single time.
Yeah.
We will have to test our luck as well, which means rolling 2d6 and getting under. Is it the new luck value?
Yeah. No. Yeah. No. I don't remember.
Roll 2 dice. If it's equal or less than your current luck score, and
Ah.
then you spend it after that. Okay. So
Gotcha.
we're rolling less than 11 on the first one, which is easy, obviously.
I'll roll it. I'll roll this one. It's a 4. I did it. Okay.
Perfect.
And then roll the
So-
D6. How about that? For the
1 sec. I'm gonna start tracking luck on a new page because it doesn't really have much space right now. Luck is 11 with a -1. Okay, so we're banning 1 and we're having 6 to hit. That's a 5. We fail on our first.
Okay. I'm testing my luck. We need under a 10. Is it a 10 or under? Or a 10? Under 10.
10 or under.
Oh, well, good, because I got a 10. All right.
Uh,
Surely.
that's a 3.
Okay.
That's 7 gold.
Now we need a 9 or lower. I got a 3. We did it.
Perfect. That'll do it.
Perhaps this is feeling like actual gambling.
That's another 3. I mean, yeah, in actual gambling, you lose sometimes.
So now it's what? 8 or under?
Yep.
That's good, because we got an 8.
That's another 3. If we only chose 3, we would be up so much gold. We should have known 3s were lucky at the moment. All right, we get the roll one more time.
All right. Got a 6. We are allowed.
Oh, hell yeah. We also got a 6, so we will take 10 gold.
I mean,
Um,
thank God.
You pay 1, and then you win 10, so we're up 9 from this. 14. So yeah, we're 6 gold positive. I mean, 6 gold is a lot of gold in this game.
6 gold is a lot of gold in this game.
But we're also down to 6 luck, so testing our luck is now considerably harder to do.
And watch us not find ways to get our luck back and find ways that we actually need to use our luck now. Anyways, let's go to 39.
Mhm.
On the way out of the gambling halls, you pass a door marked Portal Room. If you wish to investigate, turn to 112. If you'd rather you just leave, turn to 197. If you now have more gold than you came in here with, add 2 luck points.
Hell yeah.
Well, okay. That's nice.
I definitely think that turned out to be correct. Overall, I think
Yes.
statistically that's the right thing to do. I wish it had hit twice for
If
us
it hit
at
twice,
least,
that'd
but,
be
you know.
nuts. Never
once
even
is
hit
enough.
1. Anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
It's hard to not want to investigate the portal room.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we gotta. How do you not?
Like, it seems like a place where there would be fancy word-knowing people. Huh. You open the door cautiously, and inside you see a small room, and on the floor in the center of the room is a shimmering black circle, and some 3 feet across. Before you have a chance to react, you're grabbed by a strong guard standing just inside the door.
Another troublemaker, eh?
Says the guard, and he shoves you into the center of the room, expecting some sort of splash. As you land in the black circle, you're surprised to find that it's not liquid at all. Turn to 270. You float slowly down through the air, turning over and over in the pitch blackness. You cannot see a thing. Then, as if you were falling down a tunnel, you see a spot of light in the distance, which grows larger as you fall towards it. Eventually, you emerge to a fate that is almost worse than death. Evidently, you are in the sewers deep underneath Kare. Tunnels disappear in all directions, and the stench is unbearable. You have landed in a disgusting pile of unbelievable filth. Slime, excrement, sludge, dung, and dregs, and you're up to your neck in it. Before you can even crawl out of the quagmire, splashing sound to your left catches your attention, and a small opening in the wall right next to your ear. Coming pouring out down the chute is a torrent of liquid sewage and pig swill. Within moments, it will burst from the chute straight into your face. You must decide quickly, will you duck and avoid it on 250, or if you can't bear to duck, turn to 327. What?
Would you rather get dunked in a tank full of sewage or have a fire hose of sewage fired at your face? Big questions. It's got to be duck, right? I mean,
I know. I'm like just trying to why would they? Yeah, it makes it the fact that I'm here and I'm like maybe we shouldn't duck because that seems too obvious is like.
I mean, I'm willing to entertain that.
I don't know. I don't. What do you want? Do you want to get blasted with sewage or not?
Well, I don't think we really got a choice. It's just whether or not we choose to do the blasting or gravity does it.
Yeah, pretty much true.
You know what? Let's go with the wild option. Let's just stay.
Let's just say, just blast me with the sewage. Oh, whoops. Wait, what page was that? 327?
327.
You hold your breath as the filthy liquid explodes from the chute all over your face. Okay. You are violently sick and you must deduct 3 stamina points. Okay. You climb out of the horrendous pile of sludge you are in and clean yourself off the best you can. Now you must try and find a way out. Will you continue ahead, then left, then right, then first left, first right, first left, or second right, first right, and continue, first right, left, first right. Okay. There's 3 options and they're different permutations of going left, right, or straight.
Uh-huh. I'm gonna, because this is definitely gonna refer to ultimately a map that we should be conducting here, so I'm gonna draw it a little bit. First left, right, then first right, then first left. There's also continue ahead, first right, first left. Okay, so the middle option looks like it would lead back towards us.
Okay.
The second right and then the first right after that would take in 2 rights. So we're turning around and just coming back in this direction. The other 2 just snake around in different directions. Doesn't really tell us too much about them. So we could do any of them. We could even do 298 just to confirm that it'll get us back to basically here eventually.
Yeah, but maybe that'll take away luck or stamina or something.
Mayhap.
So we might as well try one of the ones that we think is more likely to be right. Ahead, first right, first left, first right. I feel like 77's calling to me.
Let's do it.
I don't know why. I hope there's excrement here. You arrive in a dead-end passage, knee-deep in sewage. A bubbling in the liquid ahead makes you apprehensive, and as you watch, a shape rises out of the water. The smooth, flabby shape of a large slime eater stands before you. It sees you and roars loudly, reaching out at you with his blubbery arms. You'll have to fight the creature. If you defeat it, turn to 196. If you prefer to fight with magic, we have Gob, Jig, Tell, Yap, and Dawes. So
okay.
Those are...
All of these are relevant. Gob is summon goblins from Goblin's Teeth, which we do have. Jig is make them dance with a bamboo pipe, which we also do have. It's important, though, with Jig, they have to have ears. They need to be able to hear it, otherwise it doesn't do anything. I don't think we have the cloth skull cap for Tell, which is telepathy. Which I think that's literally just like we're speaking in the minds. Yap?
I don't remember.
Yap goblins or was Yap creature? I think Rap was goblins and Yap was creatures. We do have the green head wig, so we would possibly be able to talk to it as well. And then Dawes is to make them sleepy, so they would be less good in combat. Is this an animal? Because yapping is for animals. The rap was for humanoids and goblins.
If the picture on the left is what it is, it looks kind of like a big goblin slime thing. I wouldn't call it an animal.
I wouldn't even necessarily call it humanoid.
Yeah. So
it does have eyes in the portrait.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's fair to assume that it's got eyes. It's probably got ears. Because it's goblin or does, if we want to fight them, goblin or slowing them down half speed during combat, or it's jig and trying to run away.
True. Oh boy.
The idea of a sewage eating monster in this dead end, just getting up and busting the gritty while we turn around and run away does have appeal, I have to admit.
I do agree. I do like that. I know that it having to have ears does feel like the gotcha of this one to me.
It does, yeah.
But like, I mean, I'm willing to try because it does sound funny.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay.
I'm believing less and less over time that he has ears. 427.
All right. Well, whatever. Oh, if we lose stamina, we lose stamina. Deduct a stamina point. Do you have the bamboo flute? We do still,
We do.
right? If you don't, you can't use the spell. Doesn't matter. Got it. If you have a bamboo flute, you may cast your spell over the slime eater and play. The tune stops the bulky creature, and it cocks its head to one side. Suddenly it leaps from the water, howling loudly, and as it lands, it starts what must be the nearest thing to a dance that a slime eater can perform. You can back off now while it's unable to attack you on 196.
He's doing like the Michael Jackson leaning 45 degrees forwards. Like, wow, damn, that's really impressive, buddy.
Yeah. Huh. You better leave fast, as slime eaters usually feed in groups. The chances are that there are others in the passage. Which way will you go? First left, then straight. Right, first right, first left, second left, first right, first left, first right, second left.
Okay, first left, then straight. That takes us back onto that takes us back to the original junction we were at.
Yeah,
and if we continue
298
down
is
that path,
from last one too. It's from the last page. It's one of the
Yeah.
options. So it will straight up take us to the same spot.
first right, and then left, and then there's two lefts, and then another right after that. That could theoretically take us back to page 10 as well. The second entry. First left, first, and then second left. That would be back to page 10, actually, the 42.
Okay.
So there's a new location at 174. 42 would take us back to 10, I think.
I feel like we should try 174 then. I think that's enough context for me to say we should try it, right?
Dead end passage.
You find yourself in a dead-end passage. You must turn around and retrace your steps. Which way will you go? First left, first right, first right, first left, first right, or third left, first right. So
Okay.
77, we've been
Yes.
there. 174 is where we are now. 42 is the other option that you think will lead us back eventually to 10. And 298 is one of the ones from 2 pages ago. two junctions ago. So I think we are just genuinely trying to retrace.
Then first left, first right, first right, first left, first right. I think 298 might actually be the options that get us lost.
298 gets us lost. First left, first right, first right, first left, first right.
I think so. Because every time 298 has appeared, it's been in a different direction.
Gotcha. All right. Well, which one?
Let's take the first right. There should be no first right on turning around here, so that's a new passage.
42. You're in a dead-end passage. You must turn around and head back. Which way will you go? Straight ahead, second right, first left. Straight ahead, first right, second left, first right, or straight ahead and first left. We've been to 174, we've been to 77, and then
We haven't been to 10, and that was one of
technically
the
have not
original
been to
options.
10, yeah.
It's
It's probably 10.
also the path that I think is most likely to get us away from dead ends.
All right, to 10. You find yourself in a dead-end passage.
All right, then.
You will have to turn around and take another route. Which will you go? Continue straight as far as possible on 298. Second, right, and continue as far as possible, 174. New. First, right, and continue as far as possible on 69. We've not been there.
I don't... Yeah, 174 was one of the previous options, if I recall correctly.
Yes.
69 is
Been
not.
there. Been there, done that. So 69.
Mm-hmm.
You arrive in a dead-end passageway, but a light is shining into the passage from above, and you look up to see a hole in the top of the sewer, and a rope is hanging down with a bucket on the end of it. Perhaps you have found a disused well. You leap up and grab the rope. You start your long shinny up the rope to the light above. This is a tyrant climb. You must lose 2 stamina points, but you can add 2 luck points for finding your way out of the sewers. At the top, you find you are indeed returning to the surface through a well. You rest to catch your breath, and then you may either continue ahead out of Khare, or back towards the Cityport to investigate a building standing in a graveyard. Okay, that's a lot.
I mean, it doesn't feel appropriate to leave Kare. Like, literally, there's a gate that's, like, locked by a spell. How are we going to get out? Like, surely that's just going to the part where they're like, okay, do you have the spell?
Yeah, maybe all the other 3 sages are just sitting at the door.
We haven't considered the possibility that they're just waiting for us there.
They're just waiting. So, I mean, 83 sounds like the right call. Seems
The
logical.
gate's unlocked. Did anyone test the handle?
Yeah. 83. Further up the road, you pass a small graveyard overhung with leafy branches. Gravestones are scattered with no particular order around an old crypt, which stands in the center. A sign above the doorway to the crypt reads, "Here rests Lord Shinva, 5th noble of Kare. Do you wish to enter the crypt on 47, or do you think it'd be safer to just head out of the Cityport on 127?
What are we, cowards?
Yes. No.
Well, it'd be cowardly to leave the city then. So,
Enter the crypt.
absolutely.
You enter the graveyard and walk along an overgrown path up to the door of the crypt, and on the ground before the door is a shimmering circle of darkness, with which you will have to cross over or jump to get to the doorway. Will you walk up to the door on 288, jump over the circle, or will you cast a spell? And the options are what?
Zip, which I believe is teleportation, but it requires a ring of green metal, which we don't have. Sus, which is like, is this a trap? Let me think about it for a moment. Dock, which needs a healing potion, but it allows us to revive a creature while applying a potion to them. How tells us how we might approach this situation. So, like, that might be better for direction. And then tell we have nothing to do telepathy with, so it's not relevant.
So are we going to use a spell is the question. What do we have for stamina?
Currently 16. And I'll note we're also back up to 10 luck.
Okay. I mean, do you know how much stamina Sus takes?
I think
low amount?
Sus and How are both a single stamina. They're either 1 or 2. They're definitely a small amount. Sus is specifically, I suspect, a trap. I would like to consider how likely. What about trap, etc.
I do suspect a trap for what it's worth.
That is true. We did see a shimmering circle of darkness in the portal room, so we can assume this might be a portal. And the other portal teleported us into a sewer.
Yeah.
So do we expect a trap more than we expect needing to know what direction to go right now?
I mean, I don't know.
I mean, the door could totally be trapped. I'm fine with 3. You know what? We've never cast either of these, actually.
Which one? Which one would you like? I would like you to take the wheel on the spell cast. You're the wizard. What's your heart say?
Ba-bump, ba-bump, ba-bump. It's got a regular rhythm.
You got a arrhythmia there. You got a...
You know what? Let's sus.
Okay.
I want to know if that door is trapped.
377.
I feel so bad if this is irrelevant.
I mean, yeah. Deduct 2 stamina points. You cast your spell, and you may now enter the crypt in safety. Turn to 249. If you may wish to take something out of your backpack before you enter, turn to 7.
I can't think of anything that would be relevant for that. Green wig, parchment scroll, callback mirror, beeswax.
I mean,
creature's teeth, musical pipe,
sword.
Oh, take something out of your pack, as in to put it in our hand.
I mean,
oh yeah. I mean, it seems there's no reason not to go to 7, right? What are we just going to look at our backpack and then decide not to go in?
Yeah, let's go to 7, because maybe it'll be like your sword, and then be like, I want to take that out. Yes. What will you take from your pack? Do you have any of the following? A black mask, a bow and arrow, magical chain. No. If so, choose one of them. Note that you're carrying it into the crypt. I don't like the sound of this. Turn to 249. Swing and a miss on all 3. The door swings open and you jump inside. The small crypt is empty, but against the far wall is a narrow stone staircase that leads down into the lower level. Will you follow this downwards, turn to 164, or have you had enough of this place on 16? Honestly, like, what if we should leave?
What if we just bounce?
What if we just leave because we don't have any of the 3 fancy things?
Mm-hmm. Honestly, I'm all about it. I think it's entirely possible that this, like, if this does have something that we need to pursue, hopefully the game would recognize that you can't offer us the ability to leave the area and then at the very end of the game go, well, you didn't go everywhere. Like, I think we bounce. What are we going to be fighting in the dark?
Yeah. I don't know. I feel weird about it, but like it feels like it could be the right answer.
Let's do it.
Just leave on 16. You leave the crypt, carefully avoiding the shimmering circle by the door, and head off down the road out of Kare. Turn to 127. Okay.
Out of Kare.
Hmm.
Okay.
That was not what was told to us, but hey. A little further up the road, you come to a well. A rope hangs down from a pulley deep into the well, and you walk up to it. And as you approach, you can hear a woman's voice singing. Seems to be coming from the well itself and directed at you.
My dear, your fortune can be told if you will cross my palm with gold.
Do you wish to toss a piece of gold in the well? 217. If you'd rather not bother, go to 319. I think we should do it, right?
Yeah, I think we should dive down there and get all the coins.
And drink all the water.
Exactly.
217. My mouth is watering. You throw in your coin and wait for several seconds before you hear it plop into the water at the bottom. The well is evidently very deep. The voice sings out again.
If you'll toss one more coin to me, 2 wishes will I grant for thee.
Do you want to throw another coin? Turn to 152. If not, you may continue.
I feel like we're gonna get nickeled and dimed out
If
of all
you
of our
toss
money
me
here.
a coin 3, you'll get a special treat from me. If you toss me a coin 4, I promise I won't ask for more.
Give me a 5th coin.
Give me a 5th
Full
coin.
stop.
I want it. 6 now. 6 instead, I said. 7. Something rhymes with 7. Give me your coin.
If you'll give me coin 7, I would be in heaven.
Oh. If you give me coin 8, oh boy, that'd be great.
Give me coin 9, all your coins will be mine.
Oh, give me coin 10. I'll be happy then. All right, okay, this could go on forever.
It's gotta be, like, there's 2 ways this goes, right? Either we're just constantly being scammed and they're gonna ask for a coin every single time, or it's one of those situations where, like, it feels like it's a scam, so you're supposed to call it off, and then, like, after the 5th coin, she's like, okay, here's Excalibur. Like, you know, it feels like it's there to try and juke you out of continuing as well. I don't know. I kind of want to give her a coin.
I know, I'm kind of down in a way, but, like, I mean, we did gamble and get big bucks.
Yeah, exactly. We got 13 coins left. She can't have 13 asks.
Yeah? I mean, okay. Throw in another coin on 152.
Thank you for tossing down your wealth. For 1 more coin, I'll grant you health.
Okay. Throw in another coin on 295 or continue on your way.
What do you think?
I don't feel good about this.
You don't feel good about this?
But I also, like, what if? How many coins do we have now?
We have 12 left.
How many pages are they going to devote to this? You know?
Exactly. Exactly. They're
295.
not going to put us on a loop. 295. Let's throw in another coin. I love it.
Pray, throw me down another piece. All your hurting soon will cease.
Oh my god, let's throw down another coin then. 315.
I'd love that to happen. 315, yeah.
Just 1 more coin, that's all I ask. I'll give you help with any task.
Any task? 152.
Thank you for tossing down your wealth. For 1 more coin, I'll grant you health.
Didn't she say this one already?
She did. She absolutely did. We
Okay.
have been lied to.
All right, turn to 319. We're out of here.
Yep.
Well, at least we got, I mean, we knew exactly what was going to happen, and it's fine. It's worth
We
gambling.
walked directly into it. Deserved
Alright.
what we got.
Wait, shoot. Was it 319? Is that what it said?
319 exactly, yes.
You are now leaving the center of the city. The street turns into a dirt track which winds up from Kare past a small settlement of huts and out past a tall building. In the distance, you can see a great wall of Kare and the north gate. At the tree stump along the way, you may stop and eat provisions. If you do so, add 2 stamina. We don't have any, do we?
No, we don't, unfortunately.
Just outside the group of huts, you come across a blind beggar who asks you for alms. Will you give him a gold piece? Or will you press on towards the gate?
Sing me a song, beggar.
285?
Sing me a couplet. 285, absolutely. I mean, they were trying to test whether or not we would be generous after being betrayed.
Yes. We are suckers. You toss him a coin and he thanks you for your kindness. You sit down for a moment and talk to him. But suddenly you're both alarmed by a screeching noise from the sky above you.
No!
He cries.
Not those god-cursed harpies! Will they never cease their torments?
You look into the air and see 2 winged beasts hovering over you. They're ugly creatures with sharp talons on the ends of their arms and legs. You both spring to your feet. You're not quite sure what to do, but the beggar grabs his stick and flails it about blindly in the air.
They're after my gold!
He shouts to you.
Have they no pity on a blind man? Oh, stranger, can you see the evil rascals? Could you help me?
One of the harpies darts down from the sky and clips him on the head, knocking him over. Will you decide to help the old man on 97, or do you want to not really get into this fight and run off down the road on 148?
Yeah, no, this feels like him asking for a second coin. We've been betrayed before. Let's leave. No. I've seen this game before. We absolutely got to help the old man.
I mean, it's like, let them betray us. It's fine. Will you use your magic on 310, or will you fight the winged beasts? I mean, I wish I knew what the magic was. It doesn't tell us here.
Yeah, exactly. We can imagine that one of them will probably be relevant. Like,
I mean, I think we should go to
just
310. Yeah, it'll probably be like, if you don't want to cast any of these, go whatever. That's my guess.
It often has been.
Which spell will you use? Consider the following.
Dim makes them dumb, if I recall correctly.
Doesn't dumb make them dumb?
Oh, no, dumb makes them drop something.
Oh.
Dim, yeah. I'm pretty sure dim is like confusion. Pep is...
I don't remember.
Pep, okay, this one I misremembered before. Pep is a potion of fire water, and it gives you additional strength, so that's the casting reagent. Don't have that. Mag? I think that's like magic shield, like against a single magical effect. Gob, summon goblins, and walk. I think that's something, but I've forgotten what.
Walk is the... We've used it before. It's the... we used it before. You know, the one.
Hmm.
Used a... it's the one that used a coin,
We did.
I think.
Oh, using a coin to create a shield.
Gotcha.
Yes, we did. We did use that in the first book as we were being pelted from the tree line.
Would that even help?
Okay.
I mean, we could use that.
All
We
of
could
these
use
spells.
Gob.
I think most valuable would just be making them dumb. Like, they're not doing magical effects. We could summon goblins, but they have wings, so like, what are the goblins gonna do? We could give ourselves a shield, but they're targeting the old man.
True. I mean, I don't remember Dim.
I think we
It's up
make
to you.
him.
If you remember
I
Dim,
think
let's
it's
do
Dim.
Dim.
Because I
Or-
remember Dim and Dumb were both there, and I remember Dumb was the earlier one, and the earlier one was about dropping.
All right. Deduct 2 stamina points. You cast your spell in the air at the harpies, but as they dart about, you cannot be sure that your aim will be accurate. You may, if you wish, test your luck. If you're lucky, the spell will hit the creature, confusing it so much that they will be of no threat. Okay. Well, so we test our luck first. Should I roll it here?
Yeah, please
What's
do.
our- what's our
You're
luck?
looking to roll a 10 or below.
I rolled an 8. That's a
All
pass,
right, so
but then we
tested
also
our luck,
subtract a
we'll
luck.
Lose. Yeah, exactly.
It'll hit one of the creatures, confusing it so much it'll be no threat. So toss a coin to see which harpies. What do
I
you
imagine
mean?
that's only really going to be
That'll be
relevant
relevant
when
on
we
the
go to
next
fight.
page. Yeah. If you're unlucky or you do not wish to use your luck, the spell misses. Turn to 118 and fight the harpies.
All right, so there's a first harpy and a second harpy. The second harpy has one less skill, so I'm just going to roll 1, 2, 3 as the first harpy is confused. 3. Cool. The first harpy is the more powerful one, and it is the confused target.
Waha! Alrighty. I am the harpy. I forgot to comment. It's just 2d6 plus their skill, right?
2d6 plus skill comparison, yes.
And what's our skill right now?
9.
Okay. I rolled a 12.
I rolled 30. I rolled 12 as well.
30?
A 1 and a 2 plus 9.
Oh, I thought you said 30. I was like, refs. I don't think. Okay.
You said 5d6, right? You said 5d6.
Yeah. Wait, so you said 13. So, okay, so that's a win that's
No,
minus...
12.
Oh, it's
It
12.
was 12, unfortunately.
Okay,
yeah,
so
I
it's a
miscalculated.
push
I saw a
then.
1 and a 3 and a 9, and I was like, oh, it's 12. Yep, push. It says the blind beggar will be helping you with his stick, but he will be of little use since he is blind. Is he supposed to roll for an attack here?
Yes.
Oh, dear.
I mean, give it a go.
Give it a go, but, like, what if he gets hit? That's a 10.
From the
Do
blind
you roll
beggar?
snake eyes?
No. It's 12.
All right, blind beggar takes 2 damage. We gotta kill this harpy in 3 rounds so it doesn't kill the Oh, yikes. Well, that is a 13.
Well, that is a 8.
Great. Harpy takes
It's
his
a
first
snake
hit,
eyes.
needs to take 2 more hits. Blind beggar tries to strike as well.
Well, wait, didn't the we already
rolls
hit
an
the harpy
11.
once?
No.
Oh,
We
you're
didn't
right.
hit it
You're
in the
right.
first
You're right.
round.
You're right.
It was a 12 and a 12. Yeah.
So it was, yeah. The blind beggar's doing what?
An 11.
Actually, yes. 9. 2 and a 1. A 1 and a 1 into a 2 and a 1.
Incredible.
The blind beggar does 2 damage to the harpy.
Thunks it with his cane. Get him, buddy.
All right.
And we'll look to finish it off in the next strike with a 15.
13.
Hell yeah.
Bonk.
Falls from the sky. There's a big old dust cloud, and then when it settles, it's just us and the blind beggar standing there in heroic poses.
74. I love this paragraph. Is the beggar still alive? If so, turn to 207. If he's not, you can continue on your journey after a short rest. If not, oh well. Sucks. All right, 207.
I'm ready for him to reveal that he's secretly, like, incredibly important.
I mean, I'm assuming,
Stranger, I cannot thank you enough.
says the beggar.
Ever since I was cursed with my sightless eyes, I've been tormented by those wicked demons.
You talk to him a little longer while you both recover your breath.
My story is a sad one of fortune to poverty.
He tells you.
3 years ago, not 3 years, I was the 7th noble of Kare, until the black-eyed curse befell me.
This is the black-eyed peas. Anyway, you stop him mid-sentence and ask whether he knows anything of the Northgate spell.
I do.
He continues.
For I was entrusted with one of its lines. If your plan is to leave the Cityport that way, then maybe this will help you. My memory is fading, but I believe the line was Kirga's grey sand.
He hesitates.
And someone's pride? Damn it! Whose pride was it? One of the gods. Sorry, stranger. My memory fails me. I can't remember which of the gods it was. Perhaps you will find out in Kirga's temple, a little further down the road. There you may talk with the god of grace. But if you do, you risk your life. I can give you one clue. The left eye leads the way. More than that, I cannot tell.
You thank him and prepare to leave. Before you go, he says,
If you are heading out into the backlands, perhaps this will be of help. It has been a prized possession for many years, but now I feel I will never use it. I will never leave Kare. And it will undoubtedly help you on your journey.
he gives you a ring of silver. Wait, was that was for something? What was that for?
It was not.
Oh, no, I'm thinking of a steel green steel ring?
Yeah, green metal ring. That's
Green
for
metal
zip. That'd be
Gotcha.
teleportation. We'd love that.
Fashioned as a serpent which coils around your finger. He believes it is a talisman which will protect you from the serpents. To find out its real power, turn to reference 130 in the next adventure. Okay. The ring is undoubtedly a valuable item. You thank him and collect your belongings. Head off down the road to 148.
I'm gonna write down his line and then go back at some point and get the line from the other guy as well, because I think they might literally ask us to remember them.
Yeah. You follow the road.
And
No, that's a good call. Follow the road towards the north gate. You are now leaving Kare proper. You can see the Great Wall stretching across the path in the distance. One building remains between you and the gate, and this place looks to be some sort of magnificent. Looks to be a place of magnificence. You continue and find that it's a large temple standing off the road. It is indeed a sight to behold. Totems of the ancient gods line the shorter path to the temple doors. The building itself is pyramidal. I've not read that word. I'm quite aware of what it means. I've never read pyramidal. I guess it makes sense. Pyramidal? Pyramidal. Reaching high into the sky, Friezes of gargoyles and sculptures in polished metals ring the temple at each level around the doorway. Rock-sculptured images of unimaginable creatures seem to guard the entrance. Do you wish to enter the Shrine of Kirga? Or do you want to ignore it and go to the north gate? We should probably go because of the thing.
I imagine so.
But we are risking our life. The left eye leads the way. Yeah. You try the door at the entrance, and it swings open, creaking on its hinges. The sound is amplified by the hollow temple inside, and it echoes eerily for several moments. Cautiously, you peer inside, the place seeming to be deserted. You can hear no signs of activity. Stepping into the shrine and closing the door behind you, the sight that greets your eyes takes your breath away. The walls are decorated with brightly colored murals depicting scenes from the religious mythology of Kare. Fine ornaments and precious metals are set in alcoves around the pews, and rich woven tapestries cover every surface. A cunning trick of architecture catches the wind, and an ethereal humming is constant background noise. 4 large stone gargoyles of winged demons watch over the shrine from their mounts high in the eaves, and at the end of the far room is a focal point to the temple, the altar. Steps leading up to the altar seem to have been designed to emphasize the centerpiece of the shrine, a large golden idol fashioned in Kirga's image. Will you make sure that there's no one about on 168, check the shrine for traps, see if you can find anything precious worth stealing, or investigate the idol on 122, or you can cast a spell. Oh my.
Lot of options here. Magic shield, healing potion, I literally forgot again.
The coin shield.
Yes, coin shield. Sus, that's a trap, and telepathy. But we were told, like, I imagine that we got, like, quite a good result in keeping that beggar alive, so I'm very much holding on to the information he gave us. And the idol is in Korga's image. It might have a left eye, and the left eye might be a button.
I think that you're right. I mean, like, I feel like that's good enough to go on.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do it. You stepped up to the idol. Stands about man-sized before you, and an engraved plaque above its head catches your attention. You read it. It seems to be a message which will allow you to talk to the god. Do you wish to try? If so, 252. Otherwise, you may leave the temple. 109.
I mean,
let's do it. We risk our life, but, like, let's do it, right?
yeah.
The message suggests you must kiss the idol's face. Where will you kiss it first? The forehead, right eye, right cheek, left cheek, nose, lips. Well, it's the left eye.
I mean, it's got big, juicy, luscious lips, but we're going to have to go for the left eye first.
284.
284.
Oh, no. Where will you kiss next? Forehead, right eye, right cheek, left cheek, nose, or lips?
I'll be honest, I wasn't prepared for it to ask again.
I kind of was, because he said I could tell you no further. I mean, it's so many choices.
It's so many choices.
Like, if I was thinking what would be, like, the logical thing after you kiss a left eye, it would be to kiss the right eye.
That's the one that makes the most sense to me as well.
But, like, I mean, yeah? I mean, let's do it, I guess, right?
I think so.
Left eye, right eye. Turn to 78. Where will you kiss next? The forehead, the left eye, the right cheek, the left cheek, the nose, or the lips? Were we just at 163?
I don't think that's where we came from. Should we kiss the left eye again?
I don't want to.
Let's go back and smooch it. 163.
All right. Where will you kiss next? The forehead, the right eye, the right cheek, the left cheek, the nose, or the lips? So left eye.
You want to go for the right eye?
Left eye, right eye, left eye. Fine. Let's go to page 2. I don't like the sound of that. This is
Where will you kiss next?
Where will you kiss next? The forehead, the left eye, the right.
Oh.
What?
Hang on.
What?
Was the nose an option before?
Yes.
Okay.
The left eye, the forehead, the left eye, the right cheek, the left cheek, the nose, or the lips.
I mean, so the left eye is back on 163, so at least we know that would loop back to 163 and then back here. So we could kiss the left and right eyes infinitely. So, you know, that's a good ending to the story. Congratulations, we managed to make out the eyes of this statue.
Forever! I do think we should go back to the left eye page of 163.
That makes sense, yeah.
Because that's all we know is correct. So left eye, right cheek, maybe? Feels kind of like, it feels poetic in a way. Where next? I would be like forehead, lips is my in that order. If I were to like make a ritual.
But considering that the left eye is back on page 163, I think we have to go back to 163 first.
Shoot, you're right. All right, left eye 160. You're so right. 163. Okay, left
go
eye.
Forehead 314, literally just
Sure.
first option.
Yep, 314. Left eye, forehead. Huh. 163 again.
Back to 163.
Okay, this is
So we've tried right eye, we've tried right cheek. What about left cheek on 88?
sure.
That'll take us back to 163.
Well,
Should we just eliminate nose and lips from here before we like figure out
yes.
like
Let's go to
whether or not it's a
296.
longer line?
So this is nose 296.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 163.
And then lips.
231. You kiss the idol's lips, and as you do so, you hear a small click. Your eyes open wide at the sharp stabbing at the back of your throat. You try and call out, but the fast-acting poison at the tip of the dart, which has been shot from the golden mouth into your own, silences you. You slump unconscious to the ground in the darkness, for sure you which will not awake. Your journey is ended in the shrine, such is the price of failing the kissing ritual of Kirga. Well, that's a death, I guess.
Absolutely, we'll chalk it up.
So 231 is bad. Yeah, mark that as a death. At 163, do not kiss the mouth.
Which means it has to be 2 layers down.
I know, that's
guess?
terrifying. So, oh gosh.
So we just keep going in different orders until we guess exactly which it is, I guess.
I would say let's go left eye. Let's go left eye, right eye, because I felt like that. Didn't that have a different page for the left eye? Wait. So left
as in
eye.
for the right eye?
Yeah, left eye 163, right eye. Let's go to 2.
Uh-huh. And then forehead's 314, which I think it was previously. Left eye 163, which it was previously. Right cheek 334, I think it was. Left cheek was 88. The nose was 296, and the lips were 231. So unless like the right cheek is new at 334,
14.
it's not.
Interesting.
Oh, okay.
What?
I went back to quickly check. The very first interaction that we have with it is on page 252. And on that page, kissing its left eye takes us to 284, which is not 163 where the left
that
eye
makes
usually
sense.
was.
Okay. Something was off. That makes so much more sense. Okay. Left eye to 284 then. We'll start there.
And then it asks if we want to go for the forehead, the right eye on 78, which is different to right eye on 2, and then right cheek, left cheek, nose and lips, all of those turning back to the pages we're familiar with.
so
So
78.
literally just because we're, yeah.
So my first instinct was actually right
Yeah.
on that
Yeah,
one, at
100%.
least.
And where will you kiss it next? The forehead currently is the option that is different to usual, so we'll go to the
So
forehead on 52.
52? Was my instinctual kiss ritual right?
I think so.
The lips is a different page now.
Okay.
Okay. Kiss God. As you kiss the lips, the idol's eyes fleck open. Its lips do not move, but a soft voice comes from its mouth.
Stranger, you are not of my faith.
Whispers the god.
Nevertheless, you have completed the ritual, and I will answer you one question.
What will you ask the god? Who has knowledge of the spell necessary to open the north gate? What will fate have in store for you in the backlands? What is the name of the god of pride? Or how may you best avoid the guards in the north gate? Oh. Can we ask all of these?
All of those would be nice. If we assume that all of the information is available from other people as well, then I wonder if Backlands might be like the possibility of getting another reference for the next book. Whereas the rest, like if there's another way to find out the spell necessary, then asking this person is irrelevant. The God of Pride, I feel like we could probably discover like literally just in the universe. Also, is the God of Pride possibly the same as the God of Gambling? That was Corner. And avoid the guards on the North Gate? I feel like that's probably the least relevant.
Probably. I do wonder if like on 266, the fate, it's just gonna be like, you're gonna die. Yeah.
You're gonna die! I do think it's possible that that's like just a complete whiff. I don't know. We could ask for the information. We still do need like more of the lines of the poem.
True.
What do you feel?
I feel confused because I feel like
I mean,
have
we
to
were
ask the
directed
God
here
of
to
Pride.
figure out the name of the God of Pride.
I feel
Okay.
like anything else is us trying to get too fancy. I feel like we have to think we were rewarded already, and the reward was that we were supposed to come here and get this information.
Mhm.
So like the reward should be that there's no frills to that. That'd be my guess. So I would go 101 to ask the name of the God of Pride.
Let's do it.
All right. You listen at the idol's mouth as it replies to your question.
The God of Pride is my brother. He is called Forga, although he has fallen from favor with our circle of deities and is no longer worshipped by the people of Kare for close to a century.
Is this information useful to you? You may now leave the temple. Turn to 109.
Yeah, I mean, that it was not the other god I thought it was, so
So
saves us
yeah.
that.
You leave the temple and head on. The large north gate looms up in front of you. The gate is heavily guarded, and you'll have to make plans for dealing with the guards. Turn to 175. In front of the gate, the city guards are patrolling in threes. You stop at a tree and pick your moment to approach. When only one group of three stands between you and the north gate, you step out towards them, and they look at you scornfully.
The gate is closed, simpleton.
Says the tallest of the three.
So turn back around and head back into town.
You dare not fight them, as their comrades will soon be back. Will you offer them a bribe or cast a spell?
We do have money, but I don't want to use it.
Yeah.
We've got 12 stamina as well at this point.
Yeah, it feels like we could probably be fine. I kind of want to go to 26 and see what the spells are.
Mm-hmm.
Feels like
It
that
might even
usually
still
is a
give
good
us
call.
the
26. Which spell?
We have rap for talking to goblins and humanoids. We're already talking to this guy, not relevant. Zip, teleport with the ring of green metal, which we do not have. Yag, I don't think that's a spell. Dud, that's offering them a bribe just in a giant pile of gold right over there. And then Huff, which is that's everything smells really bad and everyone gets mad about it, right?
I think so. So Dud is like we get to cast a bribe. We get to offer a bribe without having to actually offer them money.
Yep.
Which is kind of interesting.
That's exact. It's got to be that.
It feels very thematic. So 475.
Let's do it.
Deduct 2 stamina points. You promise the guards something more valuable than a few gold pieces. Reaching into your backpack, you cast the spell silently on something inside.
You choose what, but whatever it is will be lost to you.
What do we have that doesn't matter? How about some of the teeth?
Thing, possibly we could get rid of some of the teeth. I was thinking possibly we could get rid of the socket for the jewel because it came with a socket and then the jewel itself melted, but it left.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. The jewel we paid for that gave us nothing. I like that.
Finally get some value out of it.
Yes, let's do that. Pull out a handful of false treasure and their eyes widen. You offer them this if they'll allow you through the gate. They agree and greedily snatch the treasure from you, dividing it up and stuffing it into their pockets. You're allowed through to the north gate, turn to 271, but you better be quick as the guards will soon discover the treasure is worthless.
I was worried about this.
Yeah. All right. Well, you step up to the north gate of Kare. A few yards from the gate, you stop dead as a phantom voice speaks to you.
Halt, stranger!
Booms the voice. You look around, but no one is near. It is the gate itself which is speaking to you.
You may not pass through this gate, for it is wizard locked. If you do know the unlocking spell, or if you do not know, rather, the unlocking spell, your next step forward will mean your instant death.
Do you know the 4 lines of the spell which will open the gate? If you do, arrange them in the correct order and speak them at the gate. 3 numbers are hidden within the spell. If you write these down in order, the result will be a 3-digit number. Turn to the reference. If you write these down in order, there will be a 3-digit number. Turn to the reference with this number to see whether you recited the spell correctly. If you do not know the 4 lines of the spell, you'll have to start over again. This time being careful to follow the clues that'll lead you to the keepers of the spell lines. ...
and dot.
So we have 2 of them. Interesting. Perhaps we shall pause.
Absolutely. And we are back. We've found an appropriate place to retcon ourselves back into the previous history of this run in order to give ourselves an opportunity to actually find the other tags, the other lines. As soon as we defeat the paintbrush from the painter, we're going to go back to the festival, which is possible. If we just took the correct path, we would have been able to go left, right, forward, and go back to the festival. So we'll go back to the festival on page 244.
All right. So we literally just, it sounds like, yeah, we took a wrong turn, which, you know, hey, all right. So we're back at the festival, but let us now leave the festival on 263. Is that what we are looking to do?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. All right. Let us leave the festival. All right. There we go. We will set off from a different path from here. Okay. You leave the festival, but as you pass one of the tents, an interesting sign takes your eye. Cabinet of Fortune. Try your luck. A prize for all. Only 2 gold pieces. If you wish to see what is going on, turn to 240. If not, 160. Do we have gold at this point?
We do. We have 8 gold back then.
Okay. Are you interested?
I mean, I for some reason, I feel like this town is full of scams and liars.
Yeah.
I don't know. I could spend 2 golds on a scam.
I mean, how they can't all be scams, surely.
Exactly. And we
All
know
right.
a lot of the other ones are.
Yeah. Let's go to 240. Let's see how we get scammed here. You enter the tent, and a grubby, bearded man greets you.
Welcome, my friend.
He says, somewhat over-enthusiastically.
Let's see what prize you can win today. There's no losers in Honest Hannah's Cabinet of Fortune.
He takes you over to a large glass cabinet. Inside are all manners of items, jewelry, books, gold, pouches, and food. A small mite is sealed within the cabinet.
Just 2 gold pieces, my friend, 2 gold pieces. And we'll see what my little pet will fetch for you.
If you wish to try your luck, give him 2 gold pieces and turn to 318. If you suspect trickery and don't want to try, you may leave on 160.
I feel like they're not giving us the opportunity to use our I expect trickery spell. Come on, let us suss it out.
Yeah, that is true.
It's literally what it's for. I mean, we didn't come all this way to back out now, right? 2 gold pieces for this man?
Yeah, let's see. I mean, we wanted to see how we get scammed, but let's go to 318. Let's get scammed.
Exactly.
He takes your money and presses a small button on the side of the cabinet, and with a squeal, the mite leaps from its perch and flutters around over the prizes in the cabinet. Selecting one, it flies over to a chute at the front of the box and drops a prize in. This then drops out of the box at your feet. What have you received? Roll 1 die. If you roll a blop, 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 1 through 6, it has different numbers for each. You may also test your luck here to ensure you receive a valuable rather than a worthless prize. If you test your luck and you're lucky, you may choose one of the 6 options from the table above instead of rolling the die. True, you don't know which are valuable and which are worthless, but as a hint, only one of the numbers 1 through 3 is valuable. 2 of the numbers 4 through 6 are, so your chances are better if you choose a 4, 5, or 6. Okay. Do we want to test
So
our
you
luck
can't
to,
guarantee anything.
like, do we want to test our luck or do we want
Yes.
to just...
Oh,
Okay.
100%. I mean, it's literally double the chance that we end up with something good, but also on top of that, I will say, I mean, we happen to know that luck is an expendable resource. There's a lot of
True.
opportunities to get a little bit more of it.
True.
So, could you roll me 2d6 and please don't roll double 6?
Okay. Roll 2d6. Don't roll double 6, you said?
Yes, that was what I said.
Ooh, okay. I didn't. 4 and a 5, though. Pretty close.
Perfect. Ooh, a little bit spicy. Well, should we take 4, 5, or 6?
6 feels like it's a trap. 6 feels like
Exactly. Oh, I'm so glad you think that too.
it's... 6 feels like it's trying too hard. So...
It's 100% like, oh, you think you're getting the best option because you chose 6?
Yeah.
Get dunked, nerd. Like,
Your-
absolutely. That's
Your chances are better if you choose a 4, 5, or 6. You put a 6 in there, huh? I feel drawn towards 5. I don't know why.
Love it. Let's go to 5.
It's mostly because it's not 6. So
Was that 71?
71. Yeah, I was about to scroll up to 5, but it's 70. A small bracelet drops out of the cabinet. You pick it up and turn it over. It's made of the finger bones of a dwarf, and it may be useful for your spells. You put it in your pack and leave the tent. What spell uses a dwarf bone bracelet?
I believe this is the spell that makes illusions appear real. I can't remember. I think it might have been SIL even, SIL or something like that. it makes illusions appear to the target as though they are definitely real.
Okay. I don't know. This one, I would not have, if you told me that there was a bone bracelet reagent, I would have been like, I don't think so.
It's kidding. I'm kidding.
Okay. What does
Bone
that
bracelet.
What does that end up? Do you know what that spell does?
It is. It's the illusion one.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, as long as you know, we're good.
Yes.
So we turn back to 160 now, having the ability to kid, I guess. You are nearing the center of Kare. The huts and dwellings are much more densely located, and the roads are dirty. Creatures throng through the streets and watch as you pass. You come to a fork where you may either turn left or continue towards the port area. I believe we want to turn left at 202.
Yes, the port area is the end of the game.
Yes. Following the street, you eventually come to another junction where you may either carry straight on, which is what we did, or turn down the street to the right on 139. So 139 unlocks new content. Bonus content. All right. 139. Further along the street, you pass a small chapel. From the noise inside, you would guess a meeting of some sort is going on. Do you wish to investigate or continue on your way? I mean, I think we should investigate. Like, if we're not trying to unlock new content, we get here, we're like, content. I'll avoid that. That seems silly.
Yeah, exactly. The nosy bird gets the worm.
Yeah, so 180. I've heard that. Yeah, 187. You step into the chapel as a woman and her child are leaving.
He really is a holy man, Mother.
Little one is saying.
Salen's brother, the lame one, answered his questions yesterday and his leg was healed. He ran for the first time in his life.
You're intrigued, and you enter the meeting hall, and a large number of children and adults are sitting on the floor. At one end, a platform, a gray-haired man in white robes talking to the crowd.
Does anyone else wish to take the test of slang?
He asks.
If you can answer my question, he will grant you any wish. If you cannot, you must renounce your own god and worship slang, the god of malice.
If you fail his test, then he will recruit you?
Yeah.
So it's an
If
interesting...
you suck, he wants you.
Yeah, he's the god of malice, I guess. He wants you to hate it there. Do you wish to take up this challenge? If so, turn to 156. If not, you may leave the chapel and continue to 165. No. Content. 156.
Absolutely.
Challenge me. Fight me, nerd. 1v1 religious combat.
My god could beat up your god.
You raise your hand and accept this challenge.
And who is your god, stranger?
Asks the priest. You tell him.
Libra, the goddess of justice. I know nothing of her.
He says.
You will find slang a much more powerful deity. Let us see whether Libra can help you against the challenge of slang.
This is so anime.
If you answer my question correctly, you may ask anything you wish. But if you cannot, you must renounce Libra and become a follower of slang. Do you agree?
This feels like the part in the RPG where you could like potentially unlock a different like class path or something like that.
Yep.
Or like recruit a new character in Fire Emblem. This feels like that.
I like the schoolyard version of this as well. Like, my dad
Yeah.
could beat up your dad, and if he does, you're my brother now.
Yeah, that's how it works. You nod and tell him to ask his question.
Bigfoot the Elder walked south for 3 furlongs sowing oats, then east for 2 furlongs sowing corn, then north for another 5 furlongs sowing wheat, and finally southwest for 4 furlongs sowing hay. Have you got that? Are you ready for the question? When you are ready... When you are ready, turn to 301.
Yeah. Do I got that? Let's see. Let me write it down so I can got that.
Yeah, maybe we should got it that.
I'm gonna got it that way.
It's gonna be entirely unrelated. We're gonna have to remember all of this stuff, and then it's gonna say, what was his name? Bigfoot, damn it! South for 3 furlongs sowing oats, east for 2 furlongs sowing corn, north for 5 furlongs sowing wheat, and then finally southwest for 4 furlongs sowing hay.
All right. 301. With that in mind, what is your question?
The question is...
And here the priest pauses for effect. The tension mounts in the audience.
The question is... What was his favorite color?
You protest strongly. as his question is most unfair, whereupon the crowd bursts into laughter. You smile sheepishly as you realize you've been caught by what must be one of his standard hoaxes. He's certainly quite a showman for a priest.
All right then, Analander.
You are amazed. Or he starts, you are amazed. How did he know you're from Analand? He asks the question.
In Bigfoot's family, there are 6 sons. Bigfoot is nearing the end of his life, and wishes to divide his wealth exactly among his sons. He gives 5 gold pieces to his second youngest son, 13 gold pieces to the eldest, and 9 to the 4th youngest. Do you know how much the other sons received, and how many gold pieces he possessed in all? Think carefully about your answer. When you have decided, call out your answer and turn to the reference corresponding to that number. If you cannot answer his question...
No! When did you end this quote?
I never did. Oh. Okay.
If you cannot answer his question, turn to 248.
5 is the second youngest, 13 to the eldest, 9 to the 4th youngest. Is it just each son gets 2 less gold? Going from...
I'm so confused by this question because he has 6 sons and he wants to divide his wealth equally.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense. No, it was divided exactly. It doesn't say evenly. Why is... It seems like the eldest... So the eldest gets 13. Fourth youngest. So weird way to say third
Second
oldest.
Third oldest, right.
So it goes... Theoretically, if there's a pattern here, it looks like it would be... Oldest gets 13, then 11, then 9, then 7, then 5, then 3.
Okay, so then we would just add up the number.
Let me get a calculator because I don't feel like doing simple math right now.
Very fair.
13 plus 11 plus 9 plus 7 plus 5 plus 3 is 48. Oh, so we turn so we turn to that page and hope that we don't see something random. The priest cannot hide his disappointment. Apparently the people of Kare are not trained in the science of mathematics, as you were in Analand. As he has agreed, he will grant you a wish. Oh, okay. It's like he's disappointed in you because you got it wrong, I thought is what that was. As he has agreed, he will grant you one wish. You ask him what he knows of the spell to open the north gate of Kare.
I am unable to tell you the spell in its entirety.
He says,
as only the first noble of Kare knows all 4 lines. But I can tell you this one, which is, I bid you, portals, open wide.
Seems like the first line to me.
It
Unless
does.
it's
It's
the
either the
end.
first or the last.
Yeah. His audience is amazed at your wisdom, and they shout out their good wishes as you leave the chapel. Restore your luck to the initial level and turn to 165.
Woohoo! We got 1 luck back.
We got a luck back. So now
Mm-hmm.
our goal, gesture broadly, is to find a way to return to the crypt that surely has the other line in it. Like,
Yes, the crypt certainly seems to be
we
the
shouldn't
other.
have just left because we didn't have the stuff. So the question is, how the hell do we get back there? And should we just read through here, seeing if we can there?
I think so.
Okay. I think that makes sense to me too.
I think that'll also make the most cogent.
I agree.
End of the story.
May we pause for a second? Okay, I misunderstood something. But what I misunderstood is that everything. I misunderstood nothing. You know when that happens. I
I'm
misunderstood.
so familiar with that.
I had a misunderstanding, but the misunderstanding was that I thought I was misunderstanding something, and I was misunderstanding nothing.
Yep.
Everything is going great.
Sometimes-
thumbs up.
I like to create mistakes out of nowhere.
Dude, my brain loves that. Anxiety is so good at making pretend
fun.
things. It's so fun. It's like sickness alchemy. When you have anxiety, sometimes it's just like, I didn't know you could make that kind of pain. In a way, that's kind of cool. But in another
Now,
way, stop it.
Here's a fun fact, right? Usually you have to have an experience in order to experience that experience, but there's this fun little trick with anxiety where you can have the experience without it. You
I
still
know.
don't have all of the feelings inside of your body,
It's
and
so
it affects you the exact same way.
It's really neat, but also stop it. Okay, anyways, there's 165. Night is approaching and you have no wish to spend it in the streets of Kare. You stop a passing woman and ask the way to a nearby inn.
Head onwards to the port.
She tells you.
There is an inn that way, but hurry, stranger, for night is approaching.
You thank her for her help and continue, and eventually you reach the Wayfarer's Rest and step inside on 110. This is something we did, right?
It is indeed. This is the inn that we were directed to by the lying child. I believe that the other direction the lying child was suggesting would have taken us back to the church.
Yes. So they double bluffed us, and we were supposed to. Yeah. We just actually thought they were lying, but alas. So that brings us back to the Wayfarer's Rest. Do we have a health situation where we should? Do we need to eat here?
I remember that we slept here but didn't eat here last time.
Was Tracker here?
Tracker is here, yes.
Tracker
we can go to page
is here.
222 where Tracker is going to give us some money and then we just literally stay here, so we should do that.
Okay, so let's do that. Tracker gives us what? How much?
He gives us 5 gold pieces.
Free money.
And then we go back to the page to figure out what we're going to do, so we can figure out whether or not we're going to spend that money.
So it's just free money. Okay. And then we can either, let's see, a room is 4 gold, and for another 4 you can eat. And at this point, we ate. We came to the conclusion we ate at Octopus Man's house, right?
Yes.
So we wanted to just sleep. If you wish to eat before you rest, 331, just bed down and perhaps eat. So let's go to 282. To bed down but not eat. Okay. If you wish to eat provisions, no. We are back, lie back on our mattress, and we fall asleep on page 227. And that's right. This is where the innkeeper ties us up. And we think it's a dream, but he's actually pulling a sick, twisted prank, bro, Saw style.
Mm-hmm.
I want to play a game. Here's a gun, shoot yourself in the face. I remember. I was there.
Die or die. Make your choice.
If you pull the trigger, you will die. That kind of, yeah, I remember. Yeah. Fun times.
So we release it on 15, because if we pull it, we actually do die.
In theory, yeah. 15.
I'm certain, because the other one gives us a luck point for a correct
You're
choice.
Right, yeah. So we got correct choice. Release. And then we now rest. We may add 2 stamina points for a good night's sleep after that, which it's still wild to me. Brings us to 267.
I mean, a comfy bed, It doesn't matter how I woke up.
Yeah, true. So then we did eat, so we turn to 325 with no penalty. Okay, so with 325, no penalty, here we are. There's a fork in the road. Do you turn left or right? Now this is a right pickle, isn't it? Or a left pickle?
Exactly.
This is I don't remember what we did and if it matters. Where did we turn?
I think we went left.
I think we turned left, and there was because we kind of want to retrace our steps because we want to get back to the crypt, but we want to not retrace our steps when we're at the crypt.
Yep.
So I think
if we want to do
left.
that, then I'm almost certain it's going left, and I'm pretty sure this is how we get to the Hollow Eyes town.
That's right, with the and then we got to the Gamble town, right? And then it was Gamble, yes, and then it was Gamble, and then it was the crypt. Okay, yes. Yep. All right. So 132, we zip back to 132. We are follow narrow winding streets. Similar creatures, or let's see, a face appears in one window, seems to watch as you pass. Its eyes are closed, but you're not sure if you can actually be seen. I do remember. Okay.
Yeah.
So then we took a side street? No.
No, we didn't take a side street. We readied ourselves, and then as they came at us, we pulled up the gold-back mirror, and then we get clones of them to fight each of them. So we'll be spending 1 stamina on that.
So let's see.
But of course, I'm
so this is 121.
Yes, 121. One of them jumps at us.
One of them jumps at us on 103. We cast. It was Kin, right?
Yes, Kin with the gold-backed mirror that we got from the Octoman.
On 349, we are casting Kin. If they stole any gold, they didn't. Return to 89. They've been thoroughly blasted by seeing their own ugly face in the mirror.
Oh!
And then we did go to the gambling hall. we did go to the gambling hall, but that has some RNG elements to it. But
yeah, I don't necessarily want to go and re-roll that, but if we want, we can take the exact same path that we did previously, and I'll just adjust our stats appropriately, as though we had gone into the gambling hall and gambled appropriately.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't get very good results. Statistically, we got we underperformed there, technically. So I'm fine with taking our underperformance as gospel instead of going to re-roll, because maybe we would get a better result. But like, let's just assume we got our mediocre, okay, but not the worst possible roll. That seems fine to me.
That'll take us back up to 13 gold, and we will be back on 10-9 luck at the moment. Because we get positive luck when we leave because we made additional money over the course of it, etc.
Okay. Do you know what page that brings us to, or should I just start going?
I think that'll be going into the gambling hall of Lada and then going from there.
Okay.
Because it was the dice table we played at on 188.
Yes. Okay.
And then we choose to investigate the portal room as we try to leave and then get trapped in it. And that takes us into the sewers. And then I think when we exit the sewers is how we get back to the crypt. Yes.
And we're all on, I think it eventually takes us to 197. Does that sound right? Or 80? Does this one look right? Or did I mess it up?
197 doesn't look correct.
Okay. What do you think? Let's see. I guess I'll just go through it all. Well, but the sewers was so windy.
Yeah, exactly. Although there is, I think, one cannon path out of the sewers.
Yeah, let's take a quiet moment and work our way through the sewers by like literally just scrolling through all of it as we did. Okay. I'm not trolling. It's page 69. 69 is you arrive in a dead-end passageway, but a light is shining into the passage from above. You look up and can see a hole in the top of the sewer, and a rope is hanging down with a bucket at the end of it. Perhaps you found it disused well. We find our way out of the sewers. We can continue out of Kare or investigate a building standing in a graveyard, that's the crypt, yes?
That'll absolutely be the crypt on 83.
Was the crypt, otherwise. Okay. All right. Okay, let us enter the crypt on 47.
This is the crypt of Lord Shinva, the 5th noble of Kare.
Yes.
I was wondering, because I forgot which noble of Kare this was, because the first one knows all of the lines, and then I was like, well, the first one's probably dead, right? Because was probably like first in line, but it's probably like a hierarchy rather than like order.
True. It's whoever's tallest.
Oh, hell yeah, I'm going.
You enter the graveyard and walk along an overgrown path up to the door of the crypt. On the ground before the door is a shimmering circle of darkness, which you have to, cross or jump over to get to the doorway. Will you walk up to the door on 288, jump over the circle on 258, or cast a spell? Which one of these did we do? Did we do sus?
I think we did suss it out, on 377.
Should we do that again?
I think that was a totally normal solution.
Yeah, I think it was effective. Yes. You cast your spell and may now enter the crypt in safety. 249. You may wish to take something out of your pack before you enter. If you want to do this, turn to 7. I remember we didn't have any of the stuff that we needed, right?
We didn't, but let's go back to 7 just in case.
You know what? Yeah, you're right. Maybe
Dang, no.
Was
it
the
was
bracelet?
a black mask, a bow and arrows, or a magical chain. It does not include a bone bracelet.
So I guess
49.
249. We just got scared last time. The door swings open and you jump inside. The small crypt is empty. But against the far wall is a narrow stone staircase that leads down to a lower level. Will you follow this downwards, or have you had enough of this place? This is where we said we had enough of this place and we just left. So
Yep.
Because we were like, we took it as a bad omen that we didn't have any of the stuff I thought we were going to be able to come back having collected some of the stuff. So
Exactly.
you creep cautiously down the stairs. The walls are damp and there's a foul smell of decay in the air. The only sound you can hear is a drip coming from below. At the foot of the stairs, you can see that you are in a large, dark chamber, lit only by the shaft of light coming down from the stairway. A coffin standing in the center of the room as you walk closer to investigate. A creaking sound makes your heart stop. The coffin lid is moving, spellbound. You watch it inch open, then a movement to your left catches your eye from a dark alcove. A ghostly white figure is advancing towards you. The shock has started so much you cannot collect yourself enough to cast a spell. Will you draw your weapon on 99 or just, run away, Scoob? Let's go to 99. Let's fight. Let's not leave this time.
Yep. Well, I mean, we got to get another line, and there's got to be a line down here. So let's draw a weapon on 99 against us.
I mean, like,
ghost.
I feel like we at least need to
ghost?
go until we find a death. It's either we need to be. It needs to prove
Exactly.
that this is either a success or it has to have something. I thought we needed something to get it, and maybe we do. We're gonna find that out. Are you using a sword, an axe, or a bow and arrow? We are using a sword on 151. That's all we got. Don't love being asked that, knowing this, but like, hey. You draw your weapon and face the creature. As the light catches its face, you can see the horrible skull of a death wraith leering at you. Resolve your battle. Skill 9, stamina 8. When you inflict your first hit on the creature, turn to 189. Huh.
He has the same skill as us.
It's about how you roll it.
Well, I don't think a 13 is going to be a good hit.
Probably not. 15. So we take 2 stam. Oh,
That'll be a lot better.
I mean, you got
19.
Yeah, I was gonna say you gotta on this one. This is a 16.
That's
I
the
guess-
first hit against the creature on 189, which I imagine is probably going to tell us something unfortunate.
This powerful undead creature cannot be harmed by normal weapons, and it gloats as your deadly blow passes right through it. Continue the fight. Skill 9, stamina 8. The next time you roll higher attack strength than the death wraith, you will not harm it, but you may fend it off enough for you to make an alternative plan. When this happens, you may test your luck. If you're lucky, turn to 38. If you're unlucky, you must continue and test your luck again. Oh my god, and basically until we succeed.
Mm-hmm. I have great news. The additional luck that we got when climbing the ladder.
Puts us at...
Oh,
so
no,
we
wait, hang on.
can't
That
fail?
no, actually, we have 10 luck at the moment, I believe.
Okay, well...
I counted a number wrong.
Well,
Alas. You're looking to roll below a 10 next time we hit the Wraith.
Okay. Well, attack roll for now.
Its skill is 9.
Yeah.
16.
15. All right.
Hell yeah.
So I need to
Wanna
roll below
that
what?
luck roll below a 10.
Okay. Yes, I got a 6. That's very, very below a 10.
Easy.
So we are lucky. We do subtract the roll stat from our luck, though. If that, I don't know if that would become relevant, but now we turn to 38. Death Wraiths may only be harmed by silver weapons. If you have a bow with silver-tipped arrows, you may pull these out of your pack and turn to 147. Uh-oh. If you do not have bow and arrows, your only hope is to pray to Libra. If you have not yet used her help on this adventure, we have not.
Yeah.
Otherwise, this will be your last fight in Kare. Well, I mean, let's turn to 87 then.
We absolutely have to.
It seems like we literally have to, but I mean, honestly, we didn't have
Libra.
any other. As long as we don't, if we get to the
Please.
gate and we needed Libra, I'm going to be upset. But we'll see.
Oh, God.
I shouldn't have put that into the universe. The creature is advanced to attack, and you can do little about it. Suddenly, it looks towards the shaft of the light, flooding in from the stairwell. Your eyes are accustomed to the blackness, and when you look over to the light, you cannot be sure of what you're seeing. A radiant white female's figure seems to stand glowing in the light. Pointing back to the coffin, the death wraith is terrified of this figure, and it returns to the coffin as if directed by some ghostly master. Go to your room. Its movements are becoming very sluggish, appearing that its life force is being drained. With the last effort, it climbs inside the coffin, and as you glance back at the figure by the stairs, it has disappeared, turned to 209. All is peaceful as you rest after your battle, but then a sound makes you look back towards the coffin. A figure is rising from it, but this time the figure is not that of a terrible death wraith, but of a very old man.
Who is it?
He asks,
Who has put an end to my torment?
looking around the crypt. His eyes fall on you.
Stranger, I believe I am in debt to you.
He says,
For too many years I have been cursed with the living death. Now, at last, my soul can die in peace. However may I repay you?
You tell him of your intended journey out of Kare and across the Backlands. He tells you that you'll never leave Kare without the Northgate spell. He knows one of the lines of the spell and tells it to you.
One lock made out of Golem's hide.
When you tell him more of your quest, he wishes you luck.
I cannot be of more help,
He says,
except for one couplet which I can remember from the ancient days. I have a feeling it may be useful to you. It goes, For sleeping of the sleepless ram, seek out the one they call the sham.
not certain what the Sleepless Ram is, but bear the advice in mind. You thank him for his help, and you leave the crypt. Gain 2 luck points and turn to page 16. But really what we can do now is combine the words to open the gate.
Absolutely.
We do now have
which
him all. We
actually
can
makes
just
me think that
fast forward.
his information might be relevant to the next book, because, like, when else is it going to possibly come up?
Yeah, unless that had something to do with the. Did it have something to do with the beggar that we saved, or no?
No.
Yeah, or maybe, you know what? Maybe it has something to do with something when we open the gate.
Yes, perhaps.
Okay, so
Uh,
what are the phrases? Because we need to find the 3 numbers in those phrases and go to that page when we put them in the order that makes sense.
Our phrases, in no particular order at the current moment, are by Korga's grace and Forga's pride, so tumblers too seal deep inside. I bid you portals open wide, one lock made of golem's hide. Like, I could see it be one lock made of golem's hide, so tumblers too seal deep inside. By Korga's grace and Forga's pride, I build you portals open wide.
I feel like that sounds right.
It doesn't feel like it would be the by Korga's grace and Forga's pride, I bid you portals open wide, one lock made of golem's hide, so tumblers too seal deep inside. That doesn't feel like it completes. Like, it feels like you need a completing line, and I feel like I bid you portals open wide is the appropriate completing line. That by Korga's grace has to go before that, and then it'll be 1 and then 2. So that's 1, 2, 4 is the page that we'll ultimately be going to at that time.
All right, so 1, 2, 4. Is that what you said? Or wait.
Well, it will be 1, 2, 4. If we want to go straight to just casting the spell at the door, pretty sure, because we've already gone to the meet the door page.
We can
if we want to
basically
skip forward back to that.
I think we basically just should do that, right? Like we
Okay,
I think
yes.
we basically we save stated, we went back, but now we can just say canonically we did the stuff with the we saved the beggar. We went in, we made out with the statue, we got the final line. Mwah, mwah, mwah.
Yep.
Mwah, mwah, mwah.
We distracted the guards as
We
well.
distracted the guards. We made it to the gate, and we made it up to the gate, and it tells us combine the 4 phrases to make the page number that you should turn to next to recite the spell at the door. So you're thinking 1, 2, 4 for the order.
I'm thinking 1, 2, 4. One
All
lock
right.
made of golem's hide, so tumblers too seal deep inside.
Yeah, by Korga's grace and Forga's pride, that definitely seems like the last one. The only thing that I'm like is you said like, so what is it? It's so
tumblers too seal deep inside.
one. Yeah, the only other way. This 4 feels like the last one. The question is if it's 1, 2, 4 or 2, 1, 4. Let's just go with 1, 2, 4. It was the first instinct.
Mm-hmm.
You recite your spell and wait. A tingle runs down your back as a creaking noise comes from the gate, but rather than seeing the gate open in front of you, you see a ghost-like puff of smoke that comes from a wooden box high up on the frame. It skips about in the air like a puppet, and you are transfixed watching it. Suddenly shoots down at you, and before you can react, it has engulfed you. You cough and sweat, panicking as you realize this is a sulfur ghost whose poisonous fumes are suffocating. As you were warned, the north gate of Kare has its own defenses, and the uninitiated attempt to open it only at the risk of their own lives. Yours has now been lost. The end.
So I don't really understand that, because, like, to my mind, by Korga's grace and Forga's pride, I bid you portals open wide. That's definitely a couplet, right?
That's
and
definitely
then
the
one
end.
lock made of golem's hide, and so tumblers too seal deep inside. The fact that it starts with so means that that's also the second part of the couplet of those two, right? So it's either 1, 2, 4 or 4, 1, 2 is the only other combination. But that still sounds wrong, 4, 1, 2. By Korga's grace and Forga's pride, I bid you portals open wide. One lock made of golem's hide, so tumblers too seal deep inside. Like, I guess, 4, 1, 2 is the only other one that makes any sort of sense to me.
All right, we'll go for 4, 1, 2 then too. You recite your spell and wait. A tingle runs down your back. A creepy noise comes down to the gate, but rather see the gate open in front of you. Sulfur ghost surprise. Let's go to 2 and 4.
Well, we
So-
died again.
So let's recite
I don't know
the
poetry,
correct.
I guess.
Let's recite the correct one. Out loud. What is it? The correct one. So to be like.
The correct one? I don't know what the correct one is. I'm trying to figure it out.
Well, isn't there only one more option? No. Well, I mean, yeah, because there's only one more.
But if we assume all of them are possible, there's 9 possible options.
Yeah. Well, but isn't one of them isn't a number? Wait, what?
Yeah, the only versions of this that make sense to me are 412 and 241, which or 124, which we checked out both of them. I'm certain there's a version of them that does work. I just don't know what it is.
I feel like it's sew 2 tumblers sealed deep inside.
One lock made of Golem's hide.
1 lock made of Golem's hide.
214.
By Korga's grace and Forga's pride, I bid you portals open wide, which is 214. That's what it seems like to me if it's not the other one. I would have gone with what you said first as well.
The fact that it starts with so. Oh, buddy. They'd mark me down in English if I started a sentence with and.
And what?
Yeah, I know, and I think it's important.
All right, 214. With bated breath, you wait and see whether you've decided to spell correctly. You hear a creaking sound which gets louder, suspecting a trap. You look around, but there's nothing to fear. Instead a crack of light appears down the center of the gate. Turn to 511. You've almost succeeded. Almost. You have succeeded in opening the gate, and this part of your journey is almost over. 511. Slowly, the gate opens in front of you. You've overcome the dangers of the deadly Cityport, and your journey is half over. Through the gates, you can see the vast expanse of the backlands laid before you. The great plains of Badubak are the next stage of your mission, and your experience so far will be invaluable in guiding you through the lake of Ilklala. You remember the words of the site master sergeant as you left the outpost settlement?
From Kare you must cross the Badlands, which are unknown. It is said that day and night in the Backlands are controlled not by the sun, but by supernatural forces. From Kare onwards, your progress will be watched.
The clinking of armor behind you snaps you out of your thoughts. The guards must be returning. Casting a final glance back at the city, you step through the gate, and ahead of you, the dark clouds are heavy in the sky. You are now in the Backlands. We
Backlands, the next expansion of
did
Sorcery.
it. We did it.
We did.
We did it. We did it.
It only took approximately 1 billion deaths.
It only took
And we did have to master time travel.
It didn't take that many deaths, actually. It didn't take too many
That's true,
deaths.
only a couple.
It just took a little bit of time travel due to being hard-lucked out once by literally taking the wrong turn.
Yeah.
And the other time was by being cowards. Well,
Yeah,
I would say with an asterisk, not being cowards, being resourceful and thinking we needed to come back with one of the 3 things they asked us about. Which,
Exactly. And truthfully, we did need to come back with one of those 3 things. But thankfully, we still had Libra's grace with
Yes.
us. We'd not converted to a different god, so we were capable of bringing our way out of the situation.
So we were right in the sense that we didn't have what we needed to progress there. We just didn't think about the fact that maybe Libra could give us a freebie. So, so there's
and
that.
wrong for thinking that we were going to be able to given the opportunity to come back after possibly getting something.
So we were actually like really close. Like we were
pretty close.
We were really adjacent on our first path. We were just like we were brushing elbows with the correct path. We just barely whiffed. So in the end, I got to be honest, it didn't end up turning out as messy as I thought it was going to turn out for us to go back into it. So thank God that was crisis averted. I thought that was going to be an absolute hard to follow nightmare. I think it was actually not too bad. So good. I'm glad we were able to get that sorted. All right. We did it. Sorcery number 2. Victorious. Woo! It took us 3 weeks. I mean,
it did.
I mean, no, it didn't. It was all done at the same time. Gee, where's Turn to Page, man? Why is it taking so long to come back? Oh, I don't know. It's been 3 weeks to record this one, so hopefully.
No, it didn't take 3 weeks, actually. It's currently being recorded live. Hello, Jonathan?
I'm in the same room as you.
Jonathan?
Yeah. It's not even being recorded live. I'm standing right behind you, Jonathan. This is Turn to Page. Hello, Jonathan.
This is
Turn around.
Don't turn around.
Turn to page. Don't turn around. Just turn the page, Jonathan. Turn the page. All right. Okay. It's been so long. How do we outro? First of all, Well, I was trying to think. What did you think about the book? It's hard to piece it together with so many sessions. However, like, I enjoyed the vibe and the structure, and I think the writing is good. Like, I get why people like it. I love the spell system still very, very much. Boy, did this feel like a Cityport of traps.
Oh, absolutely. Very well named.
Very well named. It felt as though we were going through a Cityport of traps, in the sense of, like, the mood was accurately described. And
you certainly feel like the fact that the genre of choose your own adventure books after this seem to have responded to, yes, this is a very cool and popular system and is enjoyable, but also we're going to make ours a little less punishing. It almost feels like everything else has been looking at sorcery and going, okay, but we could be a slightly less punishing than that.
Potentially. Or maybe this is just the tip of the iceberg and there's a lot more punishing books out there. Like, I feel like it's probably on a spectrum. I bet you there's people out there who like it punishing and people out there who do not. And it's like, I think for me, yeah, it's about, I want consequences to my actions, but I don't want the consequence of my actions to be, did you turn left or right in on an unmarked street or something like that. Like, I don't want that to be my action that has a consequence. And, like, I guess you could make the argument the action was that we didn't guess if the liar was bluffing or double bluffing or whatever, but let's be honest, in a lot of situations that's a coin flip too, because there's no tonal inflection, there's nothing more to go on. They literally called it out in book text. This kid is a liar. So it's like, oh, okay, well, don't listen to them. So I don't know. But all in all, I still really do enjoy the writing. I think it's a cool system. I love the spells.
Absolutely.
Do you want to say whatever you're going to say?
I'm very keen to get into the next couple of books with all of the casting reagents that we now have, including the green wig, is what I wanted to say. Like, specifically, I am very keen to start talking to animals. We're going outside.
Yes.
We're going to the backlands. It's animal talking time, baby.
Theoretically, yeah, we should. We got the bone bracelet too.
Bone bracelet. We also picked up the metal ring, the silver ring, and that's relevant on page 130 in the next book.
Yeah, and we have the goldback mirror. Yeah, we got a lot of fun stuff. It is fun to just accumulate a dragon's hoard of just random garbage that is
also
useful.
The parchment scroll still hasn't been referenced, but they gave us a parchment scroll specifically and said it added to your inventory, so that
maybe
might
later
even come up in a future book.
Yeah.
Very keen.
Well, alas, do you want to say a shout out to one of our lovely Patreon supporters for the podcast?
Absolutely. The executive producer of this episode is Joa. Thank you very much, Joa, for executive producing this particular episode, Kare, the City of Traps in the Sorcery series. Of course, our executive producers are pulled from the Patreon over at patreon.com/turntopagecast. Appreciation to each and every person, of course, supporting via that to help make this closer to a money-neutral venture. But a special thanks this episode to Joa.
Thank you very much to Joa. Patreon.com/turntopagecast. We should be theoretically back to a more regular schedule. You know, obviously, complexity of books and like potential issues with, hang-ups in recording, withstanding, like we definitely, you see with this, like I said, it took us 3 weeks to do this one just based off of like scheduling weird things and just having lots of hiccups with with the systems and stuff like that. It can happen. It can happen, but otherwise I'm sure we'll be back to something a little bit more regular here, which is nice because I like doing this. It's very, very fun. But
could not agree more.
You can also check out for free if you want to help out the podcast, youtube.com/@turntopagecast. You can go over there, likes, comments, subscriptions, all of that. Very, very helpful in getting us towards monetized on YouTube. Again, moving towards the money neutral direction would be cool. Like, I ain't talking profits. I ain't talking big bucks. I ain't talking profits. I'm talking money neutral, baby. That would be cool.
Oh man, it'd be so lovely to make no money.
It would be so nice to make no money on this podcast. But alas, that's going to do it here for today. For Turn the Page. Next week, we will be reading Sorcery, the Seven Serpents. So, hey, thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Adios.